Getting pissed at high tides, chewing up like cyanide. Please don't revive. Let's ruin our lives. Some pills in acid, nails in my casket. That sounds romantic. To just ruin our lives.
Welcome to the Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast, episode number 17. This is our Podoween episode, if you will. Hanging out with my very good friends. I got my co-host, the Vanna White of podcasting, the Sean Strickland of audio-visual, Eric Liss. That's him in the corpse paint. And making his return to the podcast is the indelible chess champion, one of the smartest people I've ever known, Cliff Lowe. How you doing, Cliff?
Welcome, Cliff.
I'm not a chess champion anymore. I'm a full champion.
Oh, well, there you go. And I wanted to apologize for what happened with your audio on the last time you were on. I'm sorry that it got so messed up and was unusable, and thank you for the last minute notice coming on to the podcast. I appreciate that, man. So,
Josh,
you care to say what happened to us today on our guest list?
oh yeah, so we were supposed to have some other guests on or whatever, but stuff happens, or I guess the World Series happens in this case, and two of our guests bailed at the last minute, but it's all good, understandable. Life goes on, and so do we. So, Cliff, what's the funniest music you've ever had sex to?
Funniest music?
Yeah, or the best.
Well, good question, dude.
What's the best?
I mean, I think the first time I had sex was the only time that I thought of putting music on, really.
Okay, yeah.
Oh shit, I gotta put on something good for this, you know?
What did you put on?
The first time.
Was it slow
And I put on
jams?
Interpol
Interpol?
Interpol Obstacle 1 was the Obstacle 1, yeah.
Okay.
That's some good lovemaking music. Some Interpol. That's nice. It's a little creepy. Let me hold you tight, keep you safe. Yeah. Some good Halloween music too.
I don't know why. Why would I? I don't even know. I would never pick that now. So it's weird that I fucking picked it back then. In 12th grade?
I could see that being good because there's still a driving beat to it. It's got pop sensibilities. You know what I mean?
Oh, right.
If you were going to put on music now to have sex to, what would it be?
I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe like Built to Spill or something.
What about just sex with yourself?
With myself? No music. Fuck no.
That's smart. Yeah, that's weird to fap to music and your imagination.
You don't just turn yourself on a little bit.
I like to hear the sounds in the porno.
Yeah. You know what I hate? I was watching a porno the other day.
I don't want to take away from the sounds.
And they had Highway to Hell or Back in Black by AC/DC, and with no porn sounds at all. So just a straight up audio track of Highway to Hell. Damn. Remember Cops used to
I don't
this all the time?
I don't like porn that has music on it in general. Especially when they just mute the audio and it's just music. It's just like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Like, feel the groove of the music? I want to hear some fucking.
Right.
I didn't sign up for fucking.
Yeah, think about
to listen to Back in Black.
Yeah, get ready to drink a 6-pack with the boys while I'm fapping.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Kind of the same thing, anyways. Yeah.
You think strip clubs are kind of gay?
Because of all the erections?
No. But they're whack.
I mean, you go into a room with a bunch of dudes who just have a bunch of boners. Mm-hmm. That's pretty gay, right?
I think it's more sad than gay. Gay means happy. It's more like whatever the opposite of that is. But that being said, I love strip clubs. I'm down to go right now if you guys want to.
Really?
Okay.
You're fine. Yeah.
Cliff, are there a bunch of people walking past you right now?
No. Just one person passed by.
Okay.
I was gonna ask him, "Do you want to be on the podcast?" But I don't think it works without these headphones. To be honest,
No,
Definitely not.
definitely not. And we would.
I think without the headphones, we're lost.
It'd be crazy if we got sued by like a crazy homeless person walking the streets in future.
You stole my likeness.
Yeah, that's my soul. Talked about this before on the podcast. Like funny, like music and funny situations. Like if you get arrested or at schools, you're in the hospital, at church. Like I think the second time I got arrested, the cops were listening to K-Rock, like Limp Bizkit, and then at the police station. Can you think of like music that came on at like a weird or inappropriate or like hilarious time in your life? Take your time. Cliff, you must have something. You're such a big music head, and
but I can think of pivotal songs that that came into my fucking music vocabulary at weird times.
Yeah,
right here, right now. That was a big one.
Right here, right now. That one?
Right now.
Who does that song? I thought that was a car commercial.
That's a song that's a song that took me off to Oregon for the first time on that first adventure.
Okay. Do you know who does
that? And then Kavinsky by Nightfall was probably another one, for sure. I mean, Nightfall by Kavinsky, sorry.
Oh, okay. Have you ever been hospitalized? And if so, did you ever notice music there?
Well, yeah.
What about when you got your face all fucked up?
When I got my broken eye back in 8th grade, yeah. That's the only time I can think of.
In high school when like you're fucking...
But I wasn't hospitalized though.
Okay.
But in high school? No. Never.
I remember listening. I was at work. I was working at the coffee shop, and I was doing cocaine in the bathroom at work. I was spun the fuck out, right? And it was my break.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh man, yeah, I'm fucking amped up. Yeah, I'm fucking feeling good. I was on caffeine. I was fucking on coke. I was doing lines in the bathroom.
Nice.
Having a good time. Wasn't really doing too good in life, right? When you're doing blowout. No, this was when I lived up in the Bay Area. This must have been around 2014, 2015, maybe about 2015. Doing cocaine in the bathroom at work. I was totally feeling great. Turn on the radio. Feel like I'm gonna listen to some music. Tom Petty's "Learning to Fly." You guys familiar with that song?
Yeah.
That one really hit close to home. Yeah. No, that's Tom Petty, baby. Different "Learning to Fly."
That's Tom Petty.
Tom Petty is "Learning to Fly,"
but I got no
wings. Coming down is the hardest thing,
and
I felt like having
the hardest thing.
I felt like having a fucking panic attack. I was like, oh no,
Sure.
I gotta keep doing blow, otherwise I'm gonna be coming down.
This is backfiring.
Oh, you listen to that song after you've done a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Never really hit me before. Being spun the fuck out, that song really clicked.
For sure. I'll give a good example of when music came on. I was coming down off of acid with Mike and Jose, and we were listening to Bob Dylan's Like a Rolling Stone. And we were just so fucking into it. That was probably the night that I fell in love with Bob Dylan. Been a huge fan ever since. We were like 18 years old. And 18, 19. And you know the part where he goes, "How does it feel?" And we're just yelling back, "It feels good, Bob. Keep it going, man." This is just like one of the greatest moments of my life. I'll love that.
Doing acid and listening to music, great combination.
It is. It can also be bad. Like, I don't recommend the Beatles when you're on acid.
No, I totally agree.
You know,
Beatles, no bueno on acid.
No, it's
Cliff.
It's like
what do you like to listen to on acid?
If it was acid or not, but whatever I got, I swear to God, man, I'm not happy about my experience.
Was it just too strong, like overwhelming of an experience, or were you having bad?
I don't know what it was, but there. Oh shit, my fucking battery's low on the headphones. So we'll see if it will work without the headphones. I'm not sure.
We'll power through.
I just got a little indicator. Well, yeah, the acid trip was pretty awful. It didn't feel like anything magical was happening, like it was supposed to, like anything visual or, you know, it seemed like I was given something else. Like it wasn't acid. I don't know, dude. But I feel like I felt like I was like showing how my life was going to fall apart in a weird way. Like, and that was about it. Like, it was just a weird, depressing, scary experience.
What form did you take it in?
You know, it wasn't like everything that was happening was real. It wasn't like anything was because of the acid that was happening. So, but I don't know. It was just bizarre, and I never want to go through it again. That's for damn sure.
Oh, God bless you for that.
It's awful.
Totally relate. Yeah, I had a panic attack on acid. Or a couple times.
Yeah, it was.
Let me ask you, what form did you take it in? Was it in liquid, or was it like a tab or a pill?
It's a stupid sugar cube, whatever.
Sugar cube.
Ooh,
it was.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard of Datura?
Fucking
The drug Datura? It's a super
awful.
hallucinogenic psychedelic that like drives people insane.
I've taken an eczema medication called Opsilura.
Eczema can be just as difficult as a bad acid experience, so my heart goes.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It was a rough time in my life, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Cliff, I don't blame you. Psychedelics are, you know, for all of us who have experimented heavily with them, they are not to be underrated. Not saying that you are like underrating it, but they can just be. The experience can come out of nowhere, and it's unregulated completely, and you never really know what you're getting unless it's like mushrooms, and even then, that's kind of iffy. You know.
What about mushrooms?
The only thing I trust.
Ketamine.
DMT is the only thing I think worth doing out of all of it. DMT. That's it.
Did you have the breakthrough?
Fuck mushrooms. Fuck acid. Fuck all it. Yeah, I mean, I went to a different, you know, fucking realm, whatever, and it's pretty amazing.
Awesome.
All thanks to Omar Tassi.
Did you meet the entities, the shape shifting?
I didn't, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I did though, but crazy enough, when I moved to Portland and I was in the van, whatever, the first place I went to was this bar playing pool, and I met a pool hustler. He was also a DMT maker, and I thought I was gonna trip all hard and like do DMT with this guy, and I ended up like never doing it with him. Like I just watched him make it all the time, and
damn,
I was pretty fascinated by like how much money this guy would make and how good he was at pool. And he's probably the first real pool hustler I met where like I was getting hustled the whole time, and I thought like maybe I had a chance to beat this dude.
Yeah.
I didn't have a chance, dude.
Damn.
He was better than me the whole time. But I still am.
Are you a pool hustler?
You didn't know that about Cliff? Cliff was the
Bijo, yeah.
Bijo? You can make some money in Bijo?
Yeah.
What's the most money you've ever made hustling at pool in one night?
Shit. I mean, if you want to be like accurate, I mean, pool's the only game I'm up with money wise. I probably won at least between 5 and 10 grand.
I literally thought you were farting right now.
I'm talking overall. Like, throughout my.
Are you being menaced by some punk kids? What's going on?
What's that?
Oh, I thought what was that? Like a dirt bike? What was going on there?
Yeah, some dirt bike kid.
Be right back.
Yeah. All right, so Cliff, would you rather go to the gathering of the Juggalos or Burning Man?
Ooh.
Yeah, I ask everybody this.
Probably Burning Man.
Okay, why?
Probably Burning Man, yeah. Just Juggalos were so intense, dude. Like, I don't know. I'd have to be in the right fucking mood for that shit. And,
do you think it's sort of like the socioeconomic level of those two groups? Like the Burning Man hippies versus the Juggalos that go to the gathering? That's a very different class of people.
Whoop whoop.
I just have a hard time with the Juggalo personality. Like, I don't think we click very well. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes, like, they rub me the wrong way, and I just don't like it, but...
It varies from person
It's
to
possible
person.
that it could be cool.
The Juggalo community
It's possible
is
if they work out.
very analogous. Analogous? Is that
Yes,
the right word?
I think so, yeah.
To the punk rock, to the hip hop community. That I got respect for the Juggalo community. I have friends that are Juggalos. I like the Juggalo community. Not everybody I even like in the punk rock community, you know. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of hate out there for the Juggalos. I don't get that kind of hate. I don't appreciate it because what they stand for, a lot of it is pretty positive stuff for the most part.
For sure. It's all about community and togetherness.
Yeah, family, community,
Yeah. It's
in
just like
trailer parks and meth.
exactly. Like with any other group of people, it's like there's the cool, chill ones, and then there's the scary ones. You know, like I've known juggalos out here that were pretty horrifying, but the juggalos I grew up with in San Pedro, just the chillest fucking dudes.
Hell yeah! Shout out Nick Silvers
Yeah, yeah. And Vito
and Vito.
Fratelli. What's that, Cliff?
Vito for
Does your family have any like inside jokes, or like do you remember anything specific going on that like really made you laugh amongst family, or just like events? I guess like my family was always laughing and like speaking in like pidgin Hawaiian, like my mom's side, and they're just cracking up, and my dad lying to me with like stupid jokes all the time.
Yeah. We it's just part of it right now.
Yeah.
We used to have this thing in high school. I'm sure you remember it pretty well. I learned it from a guy named Paul, who was supposed to be on our show tonight.
Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Hey, you know,
kidding.
sometimes work emergencies happen. Sometimes Dodgers World Series Game 1 happens. What can you do, right?
No harm, no foul. You know what I mean?
No harm, no foul. Something that became a big part of, you know, being 17 years old, 18 years old. I'm sure you remember this. It was called slicing your bread. Do you remember what slicing your bread is, Josh?
Of course I do. You disgusting animals.
All right, so to those who don't know, slicing someone's bread was also known as credit carding somebody. You go up behind somebody and you take your two fingers right here and you get down there good. Like, you get in their butt crack like real low and you just pull it all the way up and you go, slice your bread. You know, pretty gay, but pretty funny. And you know you got somebody really good when you got in there real low and you scooped it from the front and you like hit some nutsack with it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, you got a little jam, you got a little jelly on it.
It was always
and then they go, oh, and they'll turn around, they'll like go towards you, like, oh, what was that?
Right.
And then you put your two fingers on their nose like that, and they go, oh, double, yeah. So that was a thing for a while.
That's disgusting.
Some people hated it.
I hate
I'm
it.
not gonna lie. Some people were, no, you liked it.
No, I forever will hate that. It was
Yeah,
worse
you got in
when
there.
you'd be walking upstairs and one of you fucking crazy assholes would come up and do that. You're like jamming your fingers into my ass and then fucking pulling up like as fast as you can and making it worse by yelling that.
Yeah.
I fucking
exactly.
hated that shit. Yeah.
There's an alternate version of that. It was called poking your donut hole.
Okay.
Do you want me to describe what that is?
Yes,
Or is that pretty
please.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure. So poking someone's donut hole was you just take those same two fingers and instead of doing a slicing motion, like if you're running out of time, like, you know, like I gotta be somewhere, I got a job interview, or I gotta clock back in or something, whatever. You just poke their butthole, like with the two fingers, and you go, poked your donut hole. And then you just keep it moving, you know, but... I mean, looking back on it, it's the same amount of time. It is no more economical, but, you know, different variations.
Yeah, it's definitely sexual assault and would not be tolerated in today's society. You'd be kicked out of school for something.
Variety is the spice of life.
That's true.
So, that was something we used to do. But sexual assault, is it that bad?
You know what? One time I was driving behind a bus, right, and it had like an anti-rape, like advert on the back of it, and it said
I wasn't saying sexual assault is.
Oh no! It says
not that bad. I mean, because clearly that's bad. But what I got to say, let me rephrase.
Stepped on my punchline. Goddammit!
Was that bad? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's too late now.
Should we cut this a little bit up? I don't know.
It's all
go on. Tell me your story. So you were driving one time?
No, I'll tell you the joke. It's a true life story. I was driving behind a bus one time, and it had an anti-rape advert on the back. This is like 2017, kind of right before the Me Too movement. And so it was still funny to talk about sexual assault and joke about it. And it on the back,
it was still funny.
It read, "Sexual assault happens here." And I was like, I got to get on this bus. Ding, ding. I fucked it up by adding in additional information. It was only supposed to be 4 lines.
I got to get on this bus.
Yeah, I said that to my pregnant fiance and her kid. And
great.
We all laughed about it.
And we all laughed about it like one big happy family.
Pretty much, yeah. So, yeah, that's some dark stuff, man. Okay.
Yeah, the slicing of the bread, that and sexual assault, that's not too cool. Looking back on it,
pretty invasive.
I don't know what I was thinking, but when I do see the people that I used to do it to, I'll still do it to them. Just be like, hey, remember this? Old times. Just catch them really off guard when they're really not paying attention.
Yeah, like when they're 40 years old, they got a kid.
Yeah, do it in front of their kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Completely emasculate them to the ground.
and you stare them in the eye while you do it, too.
That might be a trick, because then you're going to have to give the reach around. Unless it's like a coordinated attack of like 2 of the old bullies who would do it.
You used to do this to your daddy all the time. All the time.
Happy Halloween, folks. It's a very spooky episode of Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast. Do you have a favorite comedian of all time?
I got to go with George Carlin. He's my number one. Okay. I mean, the later George Carlin.
Okay.
The early hippie stuff. My dad had all these comedy records when I was growing up. He had a bunch of LPs. He had the Cheech and Chong ones, which is, if you've never listened to comedy on a record,
right?
It's very different, and it's not stand up. It's people used to do skits. They make comedy albums.
Right.
Cheech and Chong had like an old skit about this turd. Right? Have you ever heard this one, Josh?
Maybe.
It's like I think they're cavemen. They're 2 cavemen, and it's all audio. There's no visual, and they're like, "Oh, there's the shit. Watch out for the shit." He goes, "Are you sure it's shit?" Yes. He goes, "Touch it." He goes, "What? Touch it." "Oh yeah, it feels like shit." Now, smell it. "Oh yeah, it smells like shit." Now taste it. "What?" "Taste the shit." Oh, tastes like shit." "Oh, okay, must be shit. Good thing we didn't step in it." So, it's like they're cavemen. It's all audio. It's
yeah.
And just a different experience. The first comedy album I ever had, one that it wasn't mine. It was my older brother's. Adam Sandler. This must have been mid to early '90s. He had a comedy CD. Had the Hanukkah song, I believe, on it, like the first edition of it.
Right.
It's actually really funny.
It's hilarious.
Some young Adam Sandler. He was really good. Still is really good, actually.
He is.
I'm a fan of Adam Sandler. He's a real dude. He's stayed relevant. He's obviously fucking massively Jewish rich, but
right.
But no, his comedy album was actually really good. Good sketch comedy.
Did you see his last special, I think, with the tribute to Chris Farley, and he's playing songs and telling jokes in between? It was on Netflix.
Oh, No, I don't think I did, but the typical Adam Sandler special.
It's fucking awesome. It will blow your expectations out of the water.
He's really good, man.
He is. He's very funny, dude. He's been funny for a long time.
I mean, besides the fact that I'm Jewish myself, I take that bias away. The guy is just really fucking good at what he does. Seems really down to earth.
Yeah. And he's a great filmmaker, too. The Wedding Singer, I think, is one of the best movies of all time. Especially a romantic comedy. That and High Fidelity. What's better than those two movies? You know what I mean?
He made High Fidelity?
No, I'm just saying. That was like the only other rom-com that I can think of that impresses me as much as The Wedding Singer. And
do you like rom-coms? How do you feel about rom-coms?
I'll put them on if I'm just like, I don't want to think. Like I've been so overstimulated all day that I just need to lay down and I don't feel like listening to a podcast. I'll just like put on a stupid fucking rom-com and look at the tits and the horrible writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife, she likes rom-coms, but I fucking like rom-coms. Always watched them, My parents always liked them. My stepmom liked them.
How could you not in the 90s? That's what everything was.
Yeah, dude. Do they still make they still make rom-coms? Yeah, they're still a thing.
That's like
we grew up with those.
Comedy they make other than like the over-the-top like wacky shit.
You're totally right. If I just want to space out and like not think too hard,
yeah,
and just like have something on in the background that I can tune into, oh yeah, put a rom-com on. Why not?
It's like a horror comedy. Sorry, it's fucking vape, dude. Like horror comedies. No, I have my weed vape, but this fucking geek bar, it's destroying my fucking esophagus.
Horror comedies?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to think too hard about it, or like, I would say even...
It's like something you could jerk it to.
That's true.
A horror comedy?
Evil Dead 2 with the head just on the work.
I was thinking of whores.
Oh, horrors comedy. That's the best.
you ever watch The Sopranos?
I love The Sopranos. Yeah, I've probably seen it twice.
I like how they pronounce whores. He goes, "You filthy hoa, you filthy hoa."
Hoa. That show was hilarious too. And
who calls people whores nowadays?
I'm down. I'll always refer to my exes as whores. Yeah, if I feel like they actually are one. Not really. I don't mean it like like the stupid cunt. You know what I mean? Whore.
Which cunt. They are, yeah. But
I mean, one might very well be, but God.
Define whore.
A woman who it doesn't have to be a woman, and it doesn't necessarily.
Sure, a man
have
can
to
be a whore.
A whore.
Anything in between could be a whore.
What is a whore? I don't know.
Yeah, what is a whore? What is that? Somebody who sells it for sex?
I guess so.
Is it somebody?
I think that's the classical definition of it, right? And people use it to mean slut, but that's like a bit too harsh of a sounding word because slut is everybody's a slut.
Yeah, everybody wants to get it wet, get it in, get it out, what have you? You know
what I mean? So horror is like it is going too far. We've learned something here this Halloween Eve. So,
don't be calling people whores.
No, not to their faces or on the internet. It's in my head.
We should be calling people whores more often.
You're pro whore.
I think I am. I am pro whore.
Sort of like the way the word cunt is used in the rest of the English-speaking world.
Cunt's too British.
It's a term of endearment. Like, hey, what's up, whore? You know what? I've heard women say that exact line for like for a solid 10 years in the early 2000s. Probably, hey, what's up, bitch? What's up, whore? You remember that? When chicks would just go up to each other and say the worst, like, awful name.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've heard it. Yeah. I've been there, heard it, yeah. So what's derogatory that we call each other? Sam Hain City?
Hateful,
that was the one with Paul.
Right.
But Sam Hain City had to be canceled because the World Series was playing.
Well, we're not so sure about that,
Oh, sorry. There was an emergency at the plant. Sector 7G was melting down.
Oh, all hands on deck. The goggles. He's right there right now.
They do nothing.
Damn. What that refinery
You know what-
does
you know
like
what's crazy?
blow up all the time, though.
Nobody ever looks manly drinking from a straw.
That's true.
You could be fucking whores and smashing mailboxes with a baseball bat and eating steak, and then you're like, I gotta get my dick sucked too, but before I do that,
It's my
let
tube
me
that
take
looks
a
like
sip.
a dick.
yeah, let me take a sip of this drink to quench my manly thirst. Just because there's no way to maskify, whatever, to make that look manly.
No, you would never see Hercules drinking from a straw. Speaking of which, who?
So Corey, the guy who was supposed to be on tonight, old friends with my wife. When I used to live in Pleasanton, I used to have a bunch of people over. We'd smoke weed. Corey came over one day, and there was a park behind my house. And we just played basketball. I think we played like 1-on-1.
Nice.
And I was pretty good at basketball at the time. Corey was really fucking good. This motherfucker just like would lower his shoulder and just drive me to the rim, and I was like, oh man, I don't even know this guy, and he's just fucking like, all right, eat my shoulder in your fucking chest.
Damn.
And I was like, all right, I kind of respect somebody that doesn't give a fuck about my well-being the moment I meet them. It's kind of nice.
Right.
You know? Treat me like a filthy hoa.
And he's not a tall guy either. He's like our size.
I think he's about my height. Yeah, it's about my height.
For sure.
He's cool dude. I wish he was here tonight.
Is he?
I hope you got into your house, Corey, and hope you didn't get raped like a filthy hoa. Oh man, the ladies are gonna hate this episode. Wait, what ladies? They don't listen to this podcast.
No, I actually got my friend. I won't say her name. One of my close friends. She finally started listening. I sent her episode 10, which is you, me, and Chad, and episode 13. And she said she loved it. She has no reason to lie.
Cool.
So yeah, she was genuinely laughing.
I know a few people who said they listened to it. They're like, I thought it was funny, and I'm like, really?
Really? Right? Everybody within the pod seems to think that's not the case. No, honestly, those two episodes.
Stuff, Josh.
Huh?
Well, let's talk some funny stuff. What you got?
Some funny stuff? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Fucking.
What's on the list?
Some funny stuff. At shows back in the day, like at Babe's Warehouse, there were times when the pit would just be so huge and so massive, and the music was so good. Punk rock of all kinds, and people from their late teens to I don't know, early 40s, I guess, mainly like more youthful.
Yeah.
And just, did you ever go to Babe's? Did you ever experience?
No, but I'll pretend like I did.
Dude,
so,
like Pinhead Gunpowder played there. Billy Joe Armstrong's side band.
Oh yeah.
But Killer Dreamer especially. I love that band. I remember one time they were playing, and I always, I was a fucking psycho when I was a kid. I thought I could control the pits with my mind. Like I'd be so high and stoned and like trying to do like hand sorcery on people. But I also figure out, because like I'm a small guy, but I'm rigid. I can just like work my way like fluid through crowds and just like take a person and throw them in that direction. And I'm like, I would literally control pits. And I think this.
Were you like directing traffic, like
yes, but with the actual human.
You go this way.
A couple people at a time. One time I came up behind Omar with a roll of duct tape, and I just started duct taping his whole face. And he was like freaking out, and people were like stopping me. I would just get lost. I would get lost in that shit. But yeah, one time I fell. And instead of in the middle of this giant, like, I don't know, 50, 75, 100 person, probably like 50 tops, pit, just everybody all together, like really slam dancing, you know what I mean? And instead of accepting the help up that everybody was trying to give me, I started swatting people away because the energy of everybody just like trampling me, like I could feel no pain. It was just like cathartic and like, it's really bizarre. So, yeah. So that was funny. Like, who you ever do something like that, Eric?
I'm not one for pain, to be honest, but I do like controlling people.
Okay. Can you think of a time that you did that at like a concert or festival?
Controlling people?
Yeah.
That was, I mean, that was meant to be a punchline, but
No, I know.
I don't really like
I know.
controlling people.
I actually meant to bring it back to the Skankfest episode right before our whole our episode got cut off, when we were talking about how I got too high at the end of the night right after Ari shit on stage, and you made a joke. You're like, just be that really weird guy who walks really fast through everybody.
Oh yeah.
Like that sort of like fluid preternatural state where you're just like like or at a festival or a big concert where like you snake your way through the crowd to get to the front or to wherever you
totally.
Did how much of that were you doing? Or
I have no qualms weaseling my way through a crowd. Oftentimes at a show, people will just be standing by the front, be like, "Hey, I'm standing here," but like, I'm sorry that you fucking have been holding down your spot for two bands just so you could see this band.
Yeah,
but I've been getting drunk in the back, exactly. And I still want to be up front, so move. What are they gonna do? Tell you to fucking move? I'll tell them to suck my cock, you filthy hoa.
Okay. Damn, more's abound, I guess.
No, I won't say that. I'll say tough titties, baby. Keep it moving.
They'll be like, "Thank you, I just got them."
Yeah, I think anybody that's been I'm just playing, but anybody who's gone to enough shows knows that there are really no rules about holding down a spot up front. You got to learn. I think I learned in high school how to weave through crowds. Mm-hmm. You can't be timid. You got to just go.
Yeah.
And you can't worry about if you got somewhere you want to be, somewhere you got to be. You got to look out for number one, and that goes for life too.
True.
It's not just going through a crowd, but it's just, hey, I gotta get to the front of this fucking stage right now, excuse me.
Right, you peasants can fall to the wayside. It's all about
move along, plebs, and get to the front. Yeah, but you gotta not give a shit.
Daddy, let's see My Chemical Romance from 12 feet away.
Exactly. It helps if you have a drink in your hand and you go, "Whoa, excuse me," and you just hold the drink, and they're kind of afraid that they're going to get drink spilt on them. Oh shit! Oh yeah. Sorry. Especially if you have two drinks, you're like, "Hold on, gotta get this through."
That's genius. Yeah.
But then you have them both for you.
Yeah.
Because you like to drink at a show, like me. So.
Right. Of course.
Do you like to take your shirts off at a show?
Not
you
as
like to do that?
Fan. Only performing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not like as a fan taking your shirt off and just vibing?
I probably have, but no, it's never been a go-to. Always more focused on like dancing and drinking and like socializing with like, the closest people that I hardly ever see. Not like mingling or anything, but...
When I was about 40 pounds lighter in my early 20s, and I looked better with my shirt off,
right.
That was kind of my go-to move. It would be like, okay, this is a crowded. I went to a lot of electronic shows at that time too.
Oh, okay, sick. In the Bay?
Yes. So I liked to dance, and I always liked to have room to dance. Best way to get some room to dance, take your shirt off.
That's true.
And then you start moving and dancing. You're gonna create a little barrier. You take your shirt off. Nobody wants to touch your back sweat.
No, there's like you're like you're like the Milky Way galaxy. You're like the black hole at the center, and everything. Your sweat is just like rotating around you.
Oh yeah,
it's in like a big sphere.
You just start twirling.
Yeah,
doing your fucking like your gypsy twirl right. Like Fleetwood Mac, and then just spraying sweat.
Right, your hands are out like this. For sure. Another good tactic to get some room is I always like to go right in front of the speaker at like techno and shit like that.
Blow your fucking eardrums out.
It hasn't happened yet, and I love doing that shit, dude. The first ever like underground dance music event I went to was at like I think it was like a small little, I don't know, staging area, theater, I guess. Just empty room at like an autism center in downtown LA somewhere. And it was like, techno, psytrance, old school house, like
Yeah, good shit.
that hard stuff, 90s techno. And there was this guy with his head, he was laying on his back with his head inside the speaker cabinet. There was like a empty space at the bottom, yeah. So, could only imagine.
I've seen some, like a lot of electronic shows, a lot of bass shows in the late 2000s, early 2010s. A lot of bass heavy music, when like dubstep was a thing.
That's true. Yeah.
Still is a thing, but like it was more then.
Skrillex really showed like a inaccurate depiction of
definitely.
Yeah. I like Skrillex, but it's nothing like the real shit. Like,
He just played like for free. Actually, I don't know if it was for free, but it was in San Francisco Civic Center, like right in front of City Hall. Played like a show. I didn't go to it, but I saw some people that did. It fucking lit the city up. It was pretty crazy. Anyways,
I was wondering what happened.
But I've seen some people have some like make love to the speakers like at shows.
Oh, really?
It's pretty crazy. Like at electronic. Yeah. This one show comes to mind at a little. I think it was at. It was in San Francisco. I forget what it was called, but the DJ was called Mala.
Okay.
Really cool fucking bass DJ. Check out Mala. Mala.
Like Spanish for bad.
I suppose. I'm not entirely sure. They were cool as fuck. Must have been like 2011. And this girl who was clearly on acid freaking out.
Oh, no.
Like, in a good way.
Oh. Okay.
Real small venue, but the speaker, it was like just stage right, stage left, or speaker, like, and they're like on ground level, the DJ. They weren't up on some stage or anything.
Right.
And this girl was just like on the speaker, just like, just fucking like touching the speaker and like writhing her body on it, and the security guard's like, you need to back off, and she's just fucking humping the speaker.
That's intense.
And it was intense. I'm like, oh, this chick is fucking on one, but she's looking having a great time. Like, fuck yeah.
She was probably really hot,
too. In a very hippie way, yeah.
Yeah.
If you like hippies. I don't. I don't really care for hippies.
Did you ever go to like the desert parties for that stuff?
No, but this girl, she just started wigging out on the ground, just laying down on the speaker. And like, you ever seen people that have been go to a church and they're like speaking in tongues and they start like getting possessed and they start writhing on? This girl was doing that at the show right in front of the fucking speaker.
Wow.
It's pretty cool, actually, looking back on it. It was
Right.
like, wow, you're having a good time.
What if she was faking it like those people at church are?
She was faking it too.
She had to fit in so bad with the crusty punk or hippies. Probably
That's pretty
not. I'm
sad.
sure she was honestly feeling it. I've never taken enough drugs to do. I've taken enough alcohol to do that exact thing. Like punk shows, not so much the humping and stuff, but definitely the rolling around on the floor. So I was about to be judgmental, be like, I could never imagine taking that much psychedelics, but I've done far worse on alcohol.
I remember you on a hike in San Pedro, walking down the hill.
Yep.
Peeing while walking.
Yes.
And
drinking Cisco with a shot, one of those bottle shots of vodka in it.
Eric, take me to the mall. I want to fight. I want to go fight somebody.
Oh my god!
I'm like, I'm not gonna go take you to go. You're like, I want to fight. I'm like, you can't even put your dick away, dude. I'm like, I'm not gonna take you to go fight. I'm not even thinking about putting you in my car right now.
I forgot.
But I have shotgun all month.
I fucking waxed this piece of shit. We're going fighting.
You can tune in to episode 10 to catch that story.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, man. I'm not a fighter. I'm like the biggest pussy in the world.
Looking back, I should have just taken you.
Yeah, right. No, thank you for not.
Right.
I could have gotten killed.
Took you to Del Amo. See ya.
Del Amo. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It'd be like the Terminator. Was that filmed at Del Amo? I don't remember. Some movie was.
No.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say like you know how like at Burning Man like those type of chicks look like all post-apocalyptic and shit, and it's like
Yeah, totally.
it's like yeah, they are hippie, but at the same time they're like neo hippie, I guess. I'm just talking in terms of like style and personality. Like all those like Mad Max looking whores are sluts. They're like the best sluts in the world, dude. Like I've taken friends to an event that shall not be named, and he met at one of those chicks, and she was like anal or a blowjob. He chose blowjob. Just met her.
If you were given that choice, like I don't know. I mean, like what's the context? Like someone says anal or blowjob, are you just dancing on the hey, what's up? Hey, I like your goggles.
Anal or a blowjob?
What?
She won't ask
Anal
you again.
Or...
No, that type of woman won't ask again. She'll just look at you with magic in her eyes because she knows how to manipulate fucking people on drugs, and you'll be mystified. Like with the dude with the moon shining above you and fucking.
I would think blowjob's the safe answer because what if she wants to peg you?
Touche. Well, this is back.
And then
yeah.
And then if you say blowjob, she goes okay. Hey, Bill!
Yeah, Henry! Hey,
we got him!
Amon Ross, come on in! Hermes von Flower Snatch, come into the tent right now!
He'll suck your dick.
Yeah, you just get gang raped by Burning Man hippies.
And you get gang raped like a whore. Yeah. Dang, anal or a blowjob? Like
blowjob for sure. If it's only one or the other, blowjob. Anal overrated. It's dry. It's sneaky.
It is dry.
Shit on your dick.
Sometimes
you can come in there, but then she has to shit it out. So it's like doubly humiliating, unless that's what she's into.
Yeah,
I watch Instagram. I see what the ladies are talking about.
Shitting out cum.
Worse.
Is that what you're talking about?
Not specifically, but I like to keep my ear to the street, see what the youth are into. They're fucking disgusting. I think they're having far less sex, but why are there so many whores of them on Instagram? And why are they in my feed?
I think like the young generation, Gen Z, I think they have a much more serious take on sex.
And drugs.
I have read. Yeah. Well, I don't know about the drugs, but I think they do take sex like a lot more seriously. Like, for instance, like music wise, right?
Yeah.
I was talking about this, and Katy Perry, she's not really famous anymore. I think she was like canceled. I think she might have said some dumb shit. She came out with a really bad album.
Yeah.
Just, Katy Perry. Mm-hmm. Like, are we hot or are we not? You are not. Yeah, she ain't it anymore.
Yeah,
and then that was 10 years ago, 12 years ago when she came out with the I Kissed a Girl. And I like, real fun, poppy shit, right?
Sure.
Real lighthearted sexual take. Then you have these new pop artists nowadays. Sabrina Carpenter. She was like she represents more of the Gen Z, more younger generation. They still talk about sexual themes in their songs, but they're much more serious about it. Like it's got like a more serious tone that instead of like I kissed a girl and I like it, it's talking about you'll just have to taste me when he's kissing you. I don't know. It's fun, but like. Listen to the fucking song. It actually,
fucking vagina breath, bitch. How do you like that, whore? That's my ass on your teeth now.
But I just
practice safe sex, everybody. Roe versus Wade. Pro abortion. Kill all the children. Kill all the children.
Come in my ass. Kill the kids. Oh God.
See, I was under the impression that like Ice Spice, like Sabrina Carpenter, like from the shit that I've seen or heard, it's just like seems to be like really vulgar pop music. like, which generally I would be cool with. It's just like, especially with like Ice Spice, and Sabrina, it's so not artfully done to me. It's just like,
I disagree.
just
I
like-
think Sabrina Carpenter actually
maybe
puts out
she
some
is.
bangers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think she's pretty talented.
Yeah, but I mean, like Ice Spice, like what? And there's
No,
a whole
yeah, I
genre
wouldn't
of
clump
rap
it.
where it's just like
I
I'm a
wouldn't-
slut rap. Like,
I wouldn't put them two together. That's a very different.
yeah,
Hey, I've heard that Ice Spice is a corporate plant.
yeah. I've seen. I could see that.
Like, it came out of nowhere, and
She's only
all
been
of a
playing
sudden it's
music
just
for
boom.
like. She's only been playing
Yeah,
music for
just-
like 5 years.
Do you
She's
bel-
clearly not creating the beats. She can't rap. She can't write. She's just hot as fuck.
Yeah, put her in there. Do you believe in like corporate plants?
That's a relatively new concept to me, and I think it might be new within the zeitgeist, unless those in the know have been talking about it for several decades. But I mean, couldn't you kind of say that Elvis was an industry plant? Not really, because I guess he's not put
he
into
was
like a
he
community.
actually like
they
worked
just
through.
they just stole
found
the
him.
music and created.
Yeah, he was always like a talented dude trying
Yeah.
to make it, But they're like, oh, this white guy, we'll plug him in. But he was actually trying. I've also heard that Kevin Hart was a plant, like a comedic plant, like a dude that was
No, I don't
doing
know that.
in small little club, and then all of a sudden is just doing fucking stadiums,
So
like out of nowhere.
Big J Okerson from the Legion of Skanks
Yeah,
came up doing comedy with Kevin Hart in the black scene in Philadelphia. That's just what it's called. People.
Okay.
You can't get offended. That's literally what everyone calls it. It used to be called something worse.
the
It's
black
called
scene?
the black comedy scene. Yeah, it used to be called the Chitlin
Oh,
scene,
okay.
which is far
Yeah.
more offensive.
Sure.
But yeah, and he just has all these stories with Kev. Kevin Hart's a very talented guy, and it takes.
How do you feel about? You like Kevin Hart?
I like his stand-up. Yeah.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, from what I can recall, it's been like a decade since I watched those specials, like Grown Little Man or whatever. I remember finding it very funny. And his latest one that he did on Netflix during the pandemic, I thought that was pretty good. I don't really care about like his acting or anything. That doesn't strike me as impressive. But
Funny because I feel the complete opposite. I enjoy him much more as like a comedic role in a movie rather than his stand-up. I found his stand-up
interesting.
bland,
You ever
just
see that ostrich bit?
pressing too hard.
The ostrich, and the ostrich is looking right back. I think he's got a great cadence and like delivery.
Yeah, he's a very talented dude. I just don't find his
Sure.
shit very funny.
Yeah,
But in a movie role, yeah, he's good.
a lot
know?
more unfunny people have came up faster than Kevin Hart, like Amy Schumer or Brendan Schaub or even Bert Kreischer. But
I feel like Amy Schumer was pushed because they needed a white girl for the moment.
a chubby white girl for the moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, that makes sense. And then they found out, well, she's just not that good.
And she was a joke thief. But also what people don't
And she
realize
was a
is
joke
she had a
thief.
lot of writers, and like some of the best comics wrote on her show. I remember her show being pretty good, but never really finding her funny. And like all comics do nowadays is just shit on her, except for the ones who she helped. But
I
don't know
can't feel
about
bad for somebody that's got that sort of income.
That's true. And if like you're not good at your art, which that's mean, right? Like we should love people who are bad at their art. I guess. But when it comes to stand-up comedy, like someone
I
gets
love
up
you,
on
buddy.
stage when someone gets up on stage and they just say something that sounds so stupid and they think it's funny and they expect you to think it's funny, like a part of you dies inside. It's like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you taking me down with you? Like, I feel like stand-up is such a relatively new art form that people still don't know how to judge it. Like, I think it's deeply misunderstood. And, you know, it has, like, a pretty troubling past or whatever, but it's broken out of that, and it's probably less than 100 years old. And I feel like we criticize it too harshly. Like, I was talking to a friend the other day, and he was talking about coming on the show, and he seemed to be pretty into it, and we got to start talking about like what is funny and if there's a line to funny. You know what I mean? Are there things you can or cannot joke about? And he said, especially in regards to like racism, that there is a line. And I'm just saying, like, what about like horror movies or paintings depicting monsters eating children or rap music or
what's the line?
Yeah. Why can't Daniel Tosh make a very funny impromptu rape joke, but Freddy Krueger can be a pedophile that murders children in their sleep? You know what I mean?
No, sure. Now define pedophilia.
Well, I've never seen those Nightmare on Elm Street movies. Actually, I've only heard that it's implied, and I think in the books it's like more explicit or whatever, right?
Oh, those were books? Because I think he just killed the kids. Like, I don't think he was like molesting them.
It's like more implied that he is a molester, I think.
Oh, like in the storyline, like, hey, we had to kill this guy, Freddy Krueger, because he was diddling children.
I believe that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
But either way,
I just went on like a little Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street binge. I watched the first 2.
Okay.
I didn't get any pedophilia vibes, but I was also like fucking not really paying attention all that much.
Right.
I was watching and not watching, taking a nap.
Yeah.
Waking back up. Oh, look at that, crazy.
Well, but that's not the point. Look, like something like that can be just enjoyed, but people, especially nowadays, want to point at stand-up comedians and be like, "You're not allowed to say those things." And I think it's dying down, this whole cancel culture thing. But isn't it just? Don't you think that's odd that we hold stand-up comedy, one of the world's newest art forms, in such like strict scrutiny? Like, why can't you just joke about anything? Why does anything have to be sacred? Like, it's my right as a human to laugh at that which upsets me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, sorry. Why does Rolling Stone suck?
I fucking love the Rolling Stones. I think you're tripping on that one.
No.
The Rolling Stones.
The magazine.
Oh, okay. The magazine. Okay. The magazine, I don't even think exists anymore. I think it's just Instagram. Like an online editorial. Yeah. Now, I want to talk about the Rolling Stones, the band.
Okay. What about them?
They're awesome. I love the Rolling Stones.
All of their shit? You mean the 80s stuff?
So, I'd have to look at like the year that some of their albums came out, but the Rolling Stones got some really fucking good jams. I would have to say that's their early pop hits, like their mid to early 60s, late whatever, 60s pop hits.
Yeah.
Not my favorite era of Rolling Stones. A lot of people will really like that stuff. Yeah, I like some of like their 70s stuff. Maybe it was early 80s. And whoever listens to this can correct me in the comments, whatever, and just say, "You're fucking idiot. You don't know fucking the Rolling Stones. You don't know
Michael
what year."
Newcomer.
Okay,
that one's on you.
Okay, Newcomer. Yeah. Thank you.
What I mean, like what
Monkey Man? Hey, that's a really cool song. I know it's a funny title, but it's a really cool fucking song.
No, I just haven't thought about that song in a long time.
Some of their blues songs are really good. I mean, they wrote like some really beautiful compositions. Wild Horses, lovely song.
It's a good song, yeah. What about choose between the two? Sympathy for the Devil or
yeah, there you go. That's it.
I want you to choose Sympathy for the Devil or the one about Altamont. Rape, murder, it's just a shot away. It's just a shot away.
Oh, that one. Yeah, the shot away. Yeah, that song. That's the one.
I don't think it's not called Shot Away.
No.
I forget. Anyways, which one?
Yeah.
Sympathy for the
Rolling
Devil?
Stones are killer, man.
Or that one, yeah.
Hey, music to listen to on acid? Rolling Stones over the Beatles every time.
Yes, 100%.
I like me some Beatles.
Oh, yeah, I love the Beatles.
I also...
Everything after
sometimes...
their pop stuff.
I mean, I like their fucking pop stuff, too.
It's really good, too. It's artfully made and super talented guys.
Have you ever tried to learn how to play, like, some Beatles songs, like,
it's very
on
difficult.
guitar? Yeah. It's extremely difficult. Like, the chords that they're using are, like, really fucking chords. Complex. They're doing, like, some really crazy chord progressions, man.
Avant-garde shit. They put in aspects of, like, musical theater. You know what I mean? Like, and like, radio playfulness. And they really experimented within the art form, I would say, more than any other really popular band at the time. And they influenced everybody else. You can't
I had this
deny the
discussion
influence.
I had a discussion with a coworker. We were talking about the best rock and roll band of all time. And I said, well, no, I said the Beatles. Like, you just have to take into account that they were more than a band. They were a movement, essentially.
Yeah.
They symbolized so much more than just music.
True.
They symbolized a cultural shift in the zeitgeist in society.
Sort of bringing on the 60s movement.
And he was trying to tell me that it was like the fucking Tubes or somebody, like some other fucking some rock band that's also really good. I forget who the fuck he was saying, but that they weren't the Kinks. I think it was the Kinks.
The Tubes.
He was just not the Tubes, not white punks on dope. but I think it was the Kinks, and it was
The
saying
Kinks
that
are
the Kinks
also incredible. Yeah.
They are incredible. He goes, yeah, but they weren't so commercial. They weren't funded by the fucking record. I'm like, dude, Kinks are cool, but the Beatles were fucking legends. He goes, well, Kinks just didn't have money, and they didn't fucking have like the whole. I mean, I really respect this dude because he's a really good musician. But
I don't think that count. Like, I mean, the Kinks are mainly really good, but some of their songs are like, it's nonsense, and they sort of just pattered off. They didn't keep going for decades and decades like the Beatles did. You know what I mean?
Oh, they didn't have the money.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. I mean, the Kinks are known as one of the proto-punk bands. The Beatles aren't. So that's sort of like a success in its own way. Their legacy will live on in the hearts of hipsters everywhere, whereas most of those people hate the fucking Beatles. The Beatles get too much hate, and the Kinks, they don't get enough love for their more obscure shit. That's for sure.
What do you think of Zeppelin as a whole?
Underwhelming, thieves, pretentious.
They'll be the first one to tell you that their first album has a lot of cover songs on it. Like, a lot of those aren't originals. But I've read this in an interview.
But they didn't credit the bands. They got sued by like 50 bands. Sure.
And there's like a quote out there. Maybe it's not from them, but it's from somebody where people used to play each other's songs a lot. Because there just wasn't that many songs back then.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No.
Write a song. And yes, songs. There's so many songs to play.
If you're playing a show, and like, well, we know how to play this song, like,
play that.
You just played other people's music because back in the day, there's, wasn't a lot to choose from. Someone had a cool song, everybody knew it, you liked it. Yeah, you played it.
I mean, a band I was in, the Corduroys, covered Elderly Infamy.
Hey, I was listening to the Corduroys.
Yeah.
That first song, what's it called?
Pick 'em Up.
Pick 'em Up? That song's a banger, dude.
It's good. Well, Walter and Mark wrote it.
Did they?
Yeah,
that's a cool one.
In like 15 minutes, yeah.
Pick 'em up, not down.
Yep. Right. I know. Brian singing is so bizarre on that in that band.
It's pretty good. I think Brian might have just reached his apex a little too early.
His voice was pretty good. Like,
his voice was good on that EP. Yeah. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, the way he combined like the weird melodies with the raspiness in his developing teenage boy esophagus.
Did you ever get any feedback from Brian after reposting that?
No, of course not. No.
No, he's just like, why are you putting this out there for the world to see?
Text Larry. Yeah, he liked it on Facebook and tagged Brian, and then Claudia tagged him on.
Oh God! Instagram. So he saw it. He's like, I'm not going to respond to this. I'm so above this.
I feel lame about it. Honestly, I sent it to Walter.
Though. Did Walter respond?
He just hearted the message.
Oh, that's cool. He's like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I know that you don't care. I didn't say this, but I know that none of the other guys care about it, and like, it's not like I'm trying to like relive that or anything. It's just honestly, I needed music.
It's something that was there. It's something that I could put on the pod that nobody would be like, you can't use my music.
Exactly.
If anybody was going to do it, it'd be Brian.
Bravo. Yeah, no, he doesn't care. He doesn't even care about the album that we made with Band Apart, which is a shame.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
You guys made an album, huh?
We
Together?
spent a lot of time on that. Yeah, we got signed to a label. We're on the same label as the Dead Kennedys, Captain Beefheart, the Turtles, and the Zombies.
Oh.
Because they do mostly reissues, and they were trying to be hip in 2015.
So,
Yeah.
what happened how did you end up leaving that band?
I don't want to get too into that. That's too much personal detail.
For sure, we'll cut that out.
Yeah, I'll just say that I wasn't happy, and just needed a change. If I hadn't have done that and had it have ended up having my kid, I'm pretty sure I would have died from like an accidental overdose or drinking myself to death. It was too much fucking fun being in that band. It's pretty incredible. But yeah,
That's cool.
the funniest evil person you can think of.
Mr. Burns.
That's a good answer. That was quick. All right.
Mr. Burns, release the robotic Mr. Simmons.
Richard Simmons. What if instead of Smithers as his sycophant assistant, it was Osama bin Laden?
Is Osama funny, though?
Osama?
Yeah, is Osama bin Laden funny?
No.
He's not. I feel like that movie Team America: World Police, where he's like walks like
Right.
he's got that weird sachet. Really made America's view of him to be this like kind of outside of being a terrible fucking terrorist. This comedic figure where you're like, oh, look at that motherfucker, Osama bin Laden. He's just real tall, lanky, and fucking
Right.
durka.
Isn't that kind of ironic, though? That, like, South Park being such a, I think at its core, a deeply, like, liberal show, that it would create that character in such a way which would appeal to, like, let's say, the more dumb conservative rednecks. You know what I mean? Like, the best way to make people not respect our enemy is to make a laughingstock out of them.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? I'm sure that wasn't the intent of South Park by doing so, but it's like, it's kind of ironic in the world. You know what I mean? Like,
I just don't find Osama bin Laden that funny. Like,
Yeah.
as like a character.
I think Paris Hilton is funnier than Bin Laden for sure.
Remember Paris Hilton?
Vaguely, yeah.
Whatever happened to her?
She's back, I guess, and speaks differently.
No one cares.
No, not really.
Did you ever see her sex tape?
Does she?
Yeah, she got a sex tape. You didn't seen that one?
She's shaped like Rango, so why would I want to watch
It was called One Night in Paris. I think I downloaded that on Kazaa. or LimeWire.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah, wait like a day and a half for it.
I can't wait to jerk off to this. I'm going to go to school, and then I'm going to go home and go to bed, and I'm going to go to school again, and when I come home, I might have half of that porno.
I remember printing out a picture of Angelina Jolie in high school in computer class, and the teacher
Nice.
seeing it, taking it from me, and being like, "That's disgusting. You don't get to keep that." And then he just sat down at his desk, opened the drawer, put it in there all nicely, and closed it. I was like, "You son of, you're going to do the same thing with it that I was going to do."
Was that Mr. Kantawi?
No, it was in high school. Some big fat guy
Oh.
in the main building. Yeah, I was like, "You
That's
bitch."
disgusting.
Yeah.
Do you remember printing porno off the internet?
I never
Like-
really had the opportunity. I relied more on magazines because we didn't have the internet on the boat. So
I must have been like in what is it, like 6th grade, 7th grade. I had no access to anything at the time.
Yeah.
I think I printed out like 3 pictures of like topless women. And that got me through like the summer of '99.
yeah, was it you or a different friend that showed me? No, someone else. It was like in 8th grade. Went over to his friend's house. who had a giant stack of like hentai magazines. And it was the first time I ever saw hentai. I was like, that is legitimately pretty cool looking.
Like some anime fucking
it wasn't
porn, right?
it wasn't intense. It was like 1999. So and like I don't know, maybe he was into the more mild stuff. There wasn't any like tentacle fucking shit.
No, I don't remember that at all. Yeah. Do you remember at my old house on 11th Street?
Yeah,
the big Victorian house.
Yeah.
Do you remember my stepdad's old? Well, he wasn't technically my stepdad, but do you remember his old Playboy collection?
That's what I'm
thinking. Did I ever show you that?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, you were thinking? Okay, yeah. So you remember that?
These are two different instances, but yes, I remember this. That's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah.
So to describe it for your listening audience, all four of you.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Louie.
Thanks, guys. My mom's boyfriend that we lived with had in the Victorian house, there was this room in the upstairs hallway. It was a beautiful home. It was real cool. It was haunted as fuck. And I got some experiences.
Violence.
I'm gonna save that for Frank on another episode.
There you go.
That house was super haunted.
Huh? I believe it.
Hey, what's up, Frank?
Oh, shout out Frank. Yeah, fucking.
Shout out Frank. What's up? There was this room, and this house was built in like 1905. There was a room upstairs, but it was more like a closet, but it went back about 5-6 feet, maybe 7 feet. There was a window, and then it hooked like an L, but it was super small, only enough. It was like a size of like a kind of large storage closet, but like you go in, about 4 feet wide, 6 feet long, and it made like a little turn to the left at the end, which is just enough room for a shelf. It was called a fainting room.
I remember that.
So, yeah. So apparently, like houses, those Victorian houses.
Yeah.
Had rooms called fainting rooms where the servant of the house.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly. Or the servant or the wife. Let's be real.
Wife, right?
It's you'd be doing chores all day. Go fucking pass out in the fainting room.
And then the doctor comes up and just finger blasts her. You're hysterical. You need to come.
Yeah. You need to calm down.
Oh, damn.
Anyways, that's where a 12-year-old me discovered shelves. There's a shelf back there. My mom's boyfriend had every issue of Playboy from about 1975 through about 1997. About 20 years worth of Playboys, every single one. And they were like lined up like by month. Yeah,
that was a monthly publishing, right?
I remember just thinking to myself when I first saw that, like, I have so much material to jerk off to for fucking years. Like, I just hit the fucking gold mine.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? This is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. When porn wasn't so fucking disgusting.
Yeah, but
it was, but in Playboy it wasn't so disgusting.
When I was little, when I was like, I don't know, 9, 10, that's when I first, got into porn. I discovered my dad's stack of magazines, his smut. Like, he liked his fucking raunchy shit.
Yeah, that was the more raunchy shit, yeah.
Yeah, he liked his magazines, like Penthouse, Hustler. There's the one I liked called Cherry. CHERI, Cherry magazine.
Right.
Google that one, kids.
Yeah.
But that was the hardcore shit. Nothing like being like 9 years old and seeing a filthy hoa just fucking spreading it. And just like, whoa.
That's young, man. That's
young. Well, And
I'm not no judgment. I mean,
there was a magazine called Shaved. That one was cool because it was fucking girls with bushes and they fucking like were shaving them. It was like they're actually like shaving them. It was like, oh, here I start off with a bush.
Yeah, it's like plucking a puffin.
Flip the oh god. Flip the page. There's the shaving cream, and some chick is shaving the other chick's
Really, it was dedicated to that.
Yeah, it was like, and then like the next page is like fresh fucking pussy right there, and then like then they'd be fucking finger blasting it. It's cool.
I think I remember trying to like download or view porn when I was like 12 on my grandma's computer, but it was always too slow, so I might get like half a nip. You know what I mean? Before I had to like turn it off. But
yeah, totally.
I'm remembering now, she was accidentally subscribed to the Playboy channel.
Oh, so sweet.
She would go to bed, then after a certain time, I'd turn on the TV, and there's just gash. There's like cartoons of like really small people going inside vaginas. Yeah. And I would just hump the shit out of the ottoman while watching this shit.
Hell yeah.
But I think the first time I saw porn, I'm honestly not even sure if it was porn. Just this kid, Alex, in elementary school, I think probably in 6th grade, 5th or 6th grade, in Cerritos, which is a very conservative, mainly Christian town, kind of like heavy Catholic. So very repressed. And the subject of sex wasn't really something that was ever taught or talked about amongst us youth. But I think he and I conspired to have him bring a porn to school one day. So like me, him, and some other kid who I think was in like a lower grade went into the bathroom at recess. And I swear to God, I think he showed me a picture of a woman standing in front of an aquarium. And I just remember not being able to comprehend what I was seeing. Like, it was just incomprehensible to me, and I couldn't make out what it was. But I think it was just a woman standing in front of a bunch of fish. Like a fully...
Like naked?
No, like a fully clothed woman, I think.
It's not porn.
Although I'm remembering now that in Fish Harbor, where I grew up, there used to be a hardware store sort of on the corner of, remember that abandoned warehouse we used to go tag in? This hardware store had like framed photos of probably like Playboy playmates. So just like full bush, big tits, big fucking 80s, 90s hair. And I was probably like 8 years old, 10 when I saw that. So being like, huh, that's a different world.
When was the last time you bought a porn magazine, if ever?
Does Maxim count?
No. If you've ever been like hiking or like going to the creek or something when you were young, did you ever find random like torn apart porn magazine?
I grew up in Fish Harbor, so my only hikes went to the federal prison and the shipping container yards. What are you talking about?
Apparently this is like a thing.
I know it's a thing. Every time I hear someone reference it, I'm like, no, I don't know what that's like. I went to the train tracks and there were bottles of piss. Those were my friends.
Yeah. So this is a thing. Finding like porn magazine like in the woods. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it did happen to me. Not in the woods, but like at the creek. Where I grew up in a town called Petaluma, there was like a creek by my house. It was like by the airport, but there was a creek. You know, we'd be kids, we'd go play in the creek, etc. Mm-hmm. And yeah, I remember finding porn magazine. Like, it's just
that's disgusting.
Why do people just leave porn magazine? But I feel like I have to pass it on.
Well, do you think it was probably other kids going to the woods to jack off, right? It's not like adults are doing that.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe
like
probably
teenagers,
right. Like a teenager taking it out there, just being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna jerk off at the creek, jacking it in the woods. You know, I never really even considered that. I always just assumed like some fucking dude just like, all right, well, done with this.
Some drifter. Some guy down on his luck, just going through town, just with the stick and the bag over his shoulder, just jerking it. Like he's
done with this one. This
holding the magazine like this and jerking it.
Anybody's ever walked in our hometown of San Pedro? There's a beach called Cabrillo Beach. It's the beach in town, and you can walk from the marina. There's this long path that there is like a paved street, but I believe that street is blocked off. You know, I think emergency
it'd be open
vehicles.
At times, according to like that kids center that was right there, or whatever it was.
Yes,
it was like there was like of the YMCA, I think, or something like that.
That's right. It was right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But it was like a path, and on one side it was like a kind of like a cliff.
Coming down from the MacArthur.
Fort MacArthur base, and on the other side is like these really tall reeds and like a chain link fence on the other side. But yeah, it's probably about half a quarter mile, pretty fucking short, right?
Relatively, but to us it felt huge.
It felt like a pretty long walk.
It's probably like a quarter mile. Yeah,
quarter mile.
Probably like a half mile total to the beach itself.
But as you're walking down that path, like on the sidewalk, to your right is this cliff, that had a bunch of trees and whatnot, and
Shrubbery.
And it was probably about 30, 40 feet tall. 30 feet tall.
It's pretty high. Yeah, it's like 50.
Yeah, pretty high.
50 at it.
And then up at the top of the cliff is the fort. You know, it's all gated off. It's a military base. When people live on it and such. But there was this one little spot where, like, these trees and the shrubbery, where, like, you could, like, hike up, and it looked like a spot that you could kick it. I don't know how we found it.
I think Jose brought us there. I think he was the one who knew about it. He was like, guys, climb up this tree with me and up the side of this cliff.
Like, up the side of this cliff, like, just, like, run up this fucking, like, side of this dirt real quick. Like,
yeah.
And there was
climbing. You had to climb up this thing.
Yeah, it was pretty steep. Like, you had to, like, grab some branches and go up. But, like, on the outside of the gate of Fort MacArthur, about, I don't know, 5 feet down, was a pillbox. And it was a pillbox. And what I mean by pillbox, it was like a machine gunner cement circle where back in World War II days, they probably had a machine gun in that thing waiting for somebody to invade, waiting for the Japanese to invade.
Exactly.
And over time, 60 years go by, we find it, and it was covered by a bunch of trees.
Oh, yeah. It's totally forgotten about.
Dismantled, and it was like
obviously. All that was left was the little enclave or whatever.
A little cement circle that was
tiny,
perfect for teenagers to drink at.
Yep.
And that's what the fuck we did. It was low key. I think people could hear us because we would get pretty shitty, and we would go up there. We'd go play, hey mister, can you buy me some fucking booze? We'd go get some booze, and we'd go get fucking shitty at the pillbox, man.
Yeah, hell yeah, to get the best chronic that we could get at the time, and 40s after 40s, and get fucking faded.
Yeah, there's a lot of recycling up there.
And we would harass people who were walking by underneath who couldn't see us, but they
just blowing up the spot.
Yes, I guess so. Yeah, maybe this event is. I'm not going to explain the whole event because it's very disrespectful. But there was a group of like special needs kids with like their handler or whatever walking by one time and saying that they could see birds where we were, and we started making bird sounds. And it was just mean.
Was that you and me?
It was me. I don't know if you were there. Oh. It was me. I was the one doing it. I was making fun of the special needs kids.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I think that was towards the end of hanging out there, honestly.
But that
was our spot for a while. Yeah, we would take.
There was an ending to this though too, because we blew up that spot. Let's be real. We were being loud. We were being obnoxious. We were leaving stuff up there, and we would go there too much.
Yes.
Too much. I remember one time before I left Pedro, like going back towards that spot, and all that tree cover was gone. Mm-hmm. They cleared the tree. Do you remember that?
I do.
They cleared the trees right there. I
was with you, yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck. Well, yeah, we blew that one. We ruined that. Not really much to that story other than
no pain, no gain. I mean, we did that with so many spots. Like, our whole generation just, like, infiltrated anywhere that we could. We're like, we don't care if we're not allowed to be here. We don't care if you like us or not. We're here until you kick us out or make it inaccessible to us.
Oh, that's just the experience of youth, right? Going to find somewhere to go get fucked up because
for sure,
can't legally go somewhere yet.
Right. Yeah, I would say that. I think that's done now, honestly, dude. Like we were talking about it earlier before, like Gen Z and their like ingestion of drugs and alcohol. Like when I was in Band Apart, majority of the shows that we with the bigger audiences, it was always like younger kids, so they'd be in their mid-20s by now, mid to late 20s. At the time, they were in like their late teens, early 20s, and these kids weren't really drinking. They weren't on pills. They weren't getting all fucked up. They were just like behaving themselves and just wanting to hear good music. And it was crazy
What's the fun in that?
To see that. Yeah, it was the total opposite of how we grew up. Like there were several shows that Brian and I played where we were the only guys drinking, and we were like 10 plus years older sometimes than a lot of these fucking children.
Just kids having good, clean fun and
But at the same time, they're all like morose and pretentious, and like, you know, if you show the littlest difference of varying viewpoint and of their fucking narrow worldview, like you're to be ostracized and left alone in the cold.
You know, things are a lot more black and white when you're younger.
Yeah, that's true.
As you get older, there's a lot more shades of gray, isn't there?
Yeah, no, if anything, it's like a kaleidoscope that's slowly driving me insane. So, thanks, God.
That's tight. Yeah, you start off with just like your primary colors and then everything just...
Yeah. Red. Wait, black and white, red and yellow.
No, those are shades. It's red, blue, yellow.
No, I know, that's the color wheel. Or right?
The
No,
primaries.
When you're born, it's actually chronicled in the song Lateralis. Black and white are all I see in my infancy. Red and yellow then came to me. That's like a literal scientific thing. Those are the first colors that we see as infants. You start off your life in black and white till about 6 months, and then red and yellow slowly make their way in, and then the rest of the color spectrum is revealed to you, depending on the rods and cones in your eyes.
What's the largest amount of cocaine you've ever bought?
Bought? Not much. $100 worth, and it obviously wasn't coke. Given? Just a crazy fucking amount. $200 sack. It was thrown into my lap in the projects in Pedro. It was like this, like
who gave you cocaine?
Thick. I don't want to say his name because he doesn't want to be mentioned on the podcast. But he put in we downed a bottle of Jack with some gangsters in the Lowe's, and then we went to the projects, picked up some coke, and he tossed it in my lap, and it was fucking a huge, like a mini boulder. And then, excuse me, then we picked up a girl named Lizzie Borden, like the infamous girl murderer who killed her parents in the 1800s, and did a bunch of coke all night. Coke sucks. You know what I hate about it is that you have to keep doing it for it to feel good. Like, you can't just rest on doing it. As soon as the drip starts or the come down starts, you're like, well, I better keep doing this for the rest of my life until, you know, so I feel this way forever. It sucks. I love it. I loved cocaine.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved the shit out of it. I wrote a love poem to like a girl that didn't even know that I liked her on cocaine one time. You know who I'm talking about, actually. Surfer girl, long blonde hair. Anyways, yeah. But it's just too much. It's just too much. Coke sucks, man.
Well, you were on cocaine when you wrote her a poem?
Yeah, just like coming down at Mike's place back in the day when I used to be a writing freak. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
That's okay. You know,
my bad.
I kind of wanted, and you're gonna hate me for this. If I had just like one line of meth to get me through Skankfest, I think I would have been fine.
That's the worst drug, isn't it?
It's so much fun. When it really hits you, it's pretty fucking great.
It's the best high you'll ever have.
It's up there. No, that's definitely not true. Opiates are the best high.
It's to each their own.
It depends what sensory pleasure you're getting out of it, right?
It's also the very worst drug you could possibly do.
Yes, so are opiates.
And, you. I like my uppers personally.
Me too.
The downers, not so much. I don't like to just space out on life and just fucking forget. My life doesn't suck that bad.
Right. I like the mania that comes with certain drugs, like acid or meth. I've done meth probably like 20 times. I would say that I only felt like the actual real meth high like 3 times when I freebased.
That's pain. I mean, we're on the pain segment of the show.
Oh yeah. That is in here. Yeah.
Meth brings the fucking pain.
It really does.
That drug will really make you feel like the scum of the earth.
That's true.
It'll make you feel like the grime that's scooped off of fucking the dried cum that you see in the fucking woods next to the porno mag.
Which would make sense. Someone on meth was there. I just gotta fucking get this out.
Yeah, and it takes like fucking 4 hours.
Yeah, I'm a trucker with a meth addiction. I'm missing my deadline. But,
oh man, terrible.
But while you're high on it, and I would recommend free. Okay, these are all jokes, by the way. I'm just saying.
Yeah, don't actually do it.
Don't actually do it. But when I freebased it, my God, that was fucking friendly feeling. I loved feeling that way, and I was able to eat and sleep for some reason. And then I moved to Minnesota.
I had a coworker when I was doing construction. I was 30. This dude was in his like mid 40s. Other than being like a total Trump supporting asshole, really good guy. Knew like a lot of fucking cool trades, tricks of the trade. But fuck that guy. As soon as I left that job, I don't want to hear your shit.
Right. Probably actually racist. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he totally was. It's construction, man. Come on. So, that's why I don't work that trade anymore. This dude, he's telling me in his 20s and 30s, he was totally addicted to meth. He had perfect teeth. And he's the one that blew my mind about the misconception about being addicted to meth and having fucked up teeth.
Okay.
I said, well, like, what do you mean? Is it like? I always thought that it just like ruined your teeth.
No, like, it's because you tear your teeth out.
Right? No. Well, he told me, he goes, dude, all you gotta do is just brush your teeth and take care of them. I was just on meth and fucking took care of my teeth. I was super focused on just brushing my teeth and flossing, and having good dental hygiene. I'm like, okay. He goes, yeah, that's all it is. And I was like, well, that makes sense. Yeah.
I never considered why that stereotype about meth addiction exists. I always assumed it was just like people fucking with their own faces and bodies while high, and and smoking it like rotting out your mouth or whatever.
That's what I thought. I mean, it still very well could be the case.
Yeah. How could it not?
But,
I mean, it's noxious chemicals.
Sure. Yeah.
Just brush them.
Yeah, that's what he told me. He was very matter of fact about it. Just brush your teeth, man. You can do all the meth you want.
Genuinely funny.
Make sure you brush twice a day.
There's a lot of like high functioning meth addicts. I mean, obviously, don't do that shit. It will ruin your life and make people hate you, and you'll just be all around unpleasant to be around.
Well, let's put this on a Halloween tip. We got this. We got our outfits. We got our costumes.
Oh yeah.
Josh, do you have an all-time favorite Halloween costume, or maybe like a top 3 that you've had in your life?
My favorite Halloween costume?
Yeah, something that you've done. Have you had a fun Halloween time on Halloween?
My favorite Halloween costume would be when I was like 5 or 6, when my mom made a spider costume out of construction paper for me. So like 2 big ovals and 8 arms, just like stapled on me.
Oh, sick. Would you wear it to school?
Yeah. Our little parade or whatever at Cerritos. Yeah. That was probably my favorite. That made me feel the best as a person. Mama loves me.
I'm a spider. My mom helped me make this.
Yeah.
It's tight.
I've had a lot of
cool
costumes. I've been Hunter S. Thompson. I've been Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. My Jedi as of late. Favorite Halloween experience? Probably just the one I spent with a specific girlfriend who I still love very much. I won't get into the details about it. It's too, but yeah, just an old girlfriend. The second girl that I ever loved. That was my favorite Halloween experience. Just hopping from party to party with her. Are you trying to look horrifying right now?
Gotta throw it out there every once in a while.
It's working. Sorry, I got a little sentimental there, but yeah. What about you? What's the best Halloween experience?
I remember when I was really little, my mom. I was really into Ninja Turtles, as people our age were, and I had Ninja Turtle pajamas. And and she just took purple makeup and just put it over my eyes and just made me Donatello, and I felt like a fucking $1,000,000 just in my PJs with my Ninja Turtle, my best friend, Michael. He was Michelangelo. He had the same
Mikey.
Yeah, he had this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I always liked Michelangelo the best.
Of course.
But I could never have him. He said, well, I'm Michelangelo because I'm fucking Michael. I'm like, all right, well, guess I'll be Donatello. So, he's cool. He's pretty smart. I like the bow.
They're all cool.
Yeah, Donatello's cool.
Yeah.
Donatello's cool. I didn't want to be Raphael. He's a dick. And Leonardo's got swords, and that's just pretty dangerous.
Yeah, especially trying to get them into the sheaths behind you.
Yeah, it's pretty skilled, man.
Have you ever tried to do that?
Pretty hard, right?
It's very fucking difficult.
Never had a sheath, a double sword sheath behind my back, so no, I haven't.
Never lived.
Yeah, but yeah, Ninja Turtle my Ninja Turtle bed sheets from like the early '90s. I think every kid had those ones.
Yeah.
Or maybe those who didn't live on boats.
I had the toys at my cousin's house.
Sorry.
If I could say real quick, I've introduced my son to the 1990s Ninja Turtles cartoon, and he loves it.
Oh, it's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah. He'll be running around making all this noise, fucking everything up, and I put on Ninja Turtles, and he's just, vibing to it.
Yeah, it's cool.
He likes it. Yeah.
Cool.
The theme song, part of the theme song is Raphael is cool but rude. Michelangelo is a party dude. Teenage Mutant.
Hell yeah.
The lyrics are hilarious, dude. It's like, this is what they are like.
Hey, you know what's a good question to ask people?
What?
Like, whenever I was working at the weed company, right? I worked with so many people at this weed company. Met a lot of really cool people, but I was on a production line for a lot of the time. So there'd be a lot of time where everyone's silent and you're just kind of like, busy with your hands and your eyes and just doing shit. Production.
Yeah.
We joke a lot, I met a lot of fun people. A question I'd like to ask people when it's just kind of quiet goes, hey Steve. And people love being asked this question, by the way. Do you like to party? Hey Josh, do you like to party?
I do.
Yeah. You do? You like to party?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah. It used to be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you like to party?
I like to party amongst happy, joyous people.
See, it's a fun question, isn't it? That's a good icebreaker right there. Do you like to party?
Doesn't it also mean, do you do drugs?
No, not at all. It could very just mean like, going to like a fucking birthday party, eating cake, having like a juice box. Or it could mean like, dude, I will do blow right now. Do you have any? Please. Do you want to get some? You can quit right now.
Please,
like we can go.
Let's go party right now.
Yeah, can we please? I had a coworker who fucking dropped a bag of crystal meth in the bathroom. He's like, it's not mine, and they fucking didn't fire him. They had him go get drug tested, and he kept his job.
What?
Yeah, it was so random.
How did they find it?
Because he was fucking high on meth, dude. He fucking was doing it in the bathroom and fucking dropped it.
Right. I mean,
he's like, I was holding it for somebody because of my living situation. It's complicated.
Did he drop it in front of others, or how did they tie it back to?
Yeah, he totally dropped it like in the fucking
really?
On the way to from the production floor to the bathroom.
Damn,
and I can't believe this guy fucking kept his job. I was so blown away.
That is insane. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they eventually fired him for being like one of the worst workers I've ever fucking worked with. One of the coolest guys I ever worked with.
Damn.
But one of the worst workers I ever worked with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Meth is a lot cheaper than cocaine and lasts a lot longer.
It is.
Yeah.
Back to Halloween.
This is Halloween, everybody.
Hey, happy Halloween, everyone. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Halloween candy? Now I'll be more like, if you're gonna say candy corn, no. I like the first bite of candy corn, and then disgusting. What other candies? Cotton candy?
Candy corn for hours.
Really?
Oh, it's delicious. You don't like it?
No, I don't.
A little waxy sensation, the taste. It's fucking bomb.
I don't like the flavor of it. It's a weird consistency, and it's all chalky, and just there's no sugariness to it. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I know I need to stop saying that and whatever.
It's like, whatever.
I don't know. Candy. My favorite Halloween candy is whores, dirty whores.
Oh yes, they taste salty.
Yeah, some crystal meth on like bobbing for meth.
On a brioche bun.
Claro. What? Some what? Yep. Okay.
Some meth on a brioche.
Ooh, on a brioche bun. Okay, no, because then I'm not gonna have to shit that out later. Like, I really don't want to interrupt.
Trying to go
my
low
high
carb
with a shit. Yeah, you really want to stick to liquids when you're doing drugs.
So my mom made this. Thanks, Mom.
Shout out, Mom. Hell yeah, some mead.
I hope she doesn't listen to this, so she doesn't know I did math. God.
And
I love you, Mom. she made some mead out of honey. Like she made like a honey mead from like some honey that my stepsister's husband, my brother-in-law, he supplied the honeycomb. And since mead is like, a Viking thing, right? Like the Viking
hat, yeah.
It's a little drunk mead. Isn't that cute?
It sounds awesome, actually. It's probably delicious.
All right.
Yeah, mix it with some water and ice. Put it on the rocks.
Yeah, that's good.
Maybe some tonic water in there.
It'd actually be really good with ice.
Yeah.
So what else we got on the docket?
Okay, so you had a wedding, right? You guys had the whole ceremony and everything?
Yeah, I'm married. My wife and I had a small, intimate wedding with about 50 close
during the pandemic,
family.
Right? I mean, like at an appropriate time.
During 2022, we got married 2 years ago.
Yeah. What was your wedding music?
Oh, we had an. You ever seen the movie Up, Pixar?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
The theme to our wedding was the Up. So, yeah, we had we had like a lot of.
Wait, I couldn't equate it. Like, you're not telling me like the intro music for that horribly depressing, most beautiful cinematic intro to a movie ever.
What was the music? That's your question?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so it was the music, like the song, the song.
I'm sorry, the song, like
the piano song. Yeah, like when the wife walked out, she walked out to that.
Here Comes the Bride. Then
no, it wasn't Here Comes the Bride. It was like the Up music. Like it was like the piano. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
okay. What about
it's very beautiful.
Like what comes after that? Like your first dance, or after the reception, or whatever.
I created a playlist since it was it was a small wedding. We didn't have like a big venue. It was in family's home. My mom's backyard, and it was they have a big backyard, and my mom's does a really good job gardening.
Oh, that was a backyard. I've seen those pictures. I thought that was like that looks pretty nice.
Yeah, she did a great job. We did it in June. The flowers were in bloom. It was absolutely beautiful, and
that's awesome.
Yeah, she set it up fantastic. We did, we just wanted it to be a very small, intimate affair. Very close family. Turns out we both have like a lot of fucking family though. So it was like, we just want like 10 people there. It turns out to just be like 50,
Right.
And then I want to bring like some of my best friends,
For sure.
Here's something I regret. Trejo, like the day before, he's like, dude, you didn't invite me to your wedding? And I'm like, I didn't think you'd want to go. And then you're all the way down. He's like, I'm like, can you make it tomorrow? We have like a little bit. We can put you on like this tape. He's like, it's cool, dude. It's cool.
Hey, you know what, Eric? Fuck you, bitch. You didn't invite me either, but you did preemptively tell me that you guys were gonna have a little wedding, and so I did. I never took any harshness from that. And also,
I never would have invited you if that makes you feel better.
Huh?
I was never gonna invite you. I mean, have you seen yourself right now?
Who's talking?
No, I hear you. You know what? You actually made an effort to be you're in Arizona. I'm in San Francisco. You and I have throughout our friendship have made coordinated efforts to go out of our way to be at the same place and
that's true.
At the same time, multiple times throughout our lives. We've always made it happen.
That's true.
You know, so that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah, hell yeah. Can I tell the joke that I keep wanting to tell but keep suppressing it? It's about you.
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
You look like the stereotype of a Jew.
Like a goblin?
I don't know. I didn't really have it fleshed out in my mind. I just kept wanting to
with or without the makeup.
Like you look like the propaganda of a Jew. You actually kind of look like Darth Sidious. I also can't see through these fucking lenses.
Yeah, but see, that's the nose right there. Get it?
Oh, that's not too bad.
It's not really so much as a joke as it is just blatant racism.
Well,
that's not back to our discussion earlier.
Yeah,
is it funny or is it just racist?
If you don't have hate in your heart, then it's funny.
You know what? So I'm the commissioner of my fantasy football league, as we've discussed. I'm the current champion of my fantasy football league.
Nice.
It took me 11 years to do so. I've been running the league for 11 years. I'm finally the champ. Thank you.
That's crazy. Wow.
Took a lot of work. Thank you. And but I talk the most smack. The boys hate it. They absolutely hate it. And last night, I was pissing everybody off. There was a Thursday night football game. I was just running my mouth. Just like on my phone, like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Like, and then I came up with, I thought was a pretty good line. I was like, you should all be grateful that I'm your champion. Because if it weren't for me, like, you wouldn't have a reason to wake up every day with hate in your heart. I give you a reason to be spiteful and hateful and to every day.
Let them.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Have something to be mad about. That's me.
Can you send it to my production team in San Pedro, please? They need a similar message. Honestly.
Hey, this guy right here, Josh. He gives you a reason to be pissed about something every day,
Jesse.
And if you're not motivated by hate or spite, then you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, you're not really living life, Bubbas.
No. Yeah. Hey guys, thanks, Josh.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
If you don't have a reason to, if you're not,
if you don't wake up with hate in your heart, then what are you doing? You fucking hippie.
Yeah. Fucking faggots.
Oh, cut that out.
I know, that's why I said that. A nice little bleep or edit there really spices things up on the airwaves. You know what I mean? We've actually held back a lot this episode.
It's just a conversation between friends, man. This isn't really much of a spicy episode.
No, I suppose not. No, I don't know. The word whore has been... Oh, what's the difference? Oh, this is a Kurt Vonnegut joke. What's the difference between an enzyme and a hormone?
Ooh, I don't know. What?
You can't hear an enzyme. But you can hear a hormone. You were like, wait.
Oh, man. I used to know a pretty good one. What's the difference between a piece of pizza and a punk rock chick?
What?
I don't have to peel off the crust before I eat a piece of pizza.
Nice. I've never heard that ever. I'd love pizza and a punk rock chick right about now, honestly. That sounds like a good end to the Halloween night. Fucking, I've been thinking about trying to get strippers to come lay on the couch, like one at a time, so they don't all jump me during the pod.
God, that'd be the best pod. You're missing the sex appeal element.
What do you mean? Look at
Yeah.
this. I look more Asian now than ever. What are you saying? I'm not good looking? That's some bullshit right there.
I look more Asian now than ever.
Have
you really thought about getting a stripper on the pod?
I mean, it's just thoughts that I entertain. You know what I mean? I don't want to spend that money, and I can't afford that, but it would be funny, and it'd be cool to hang out with some chick. You know what I mean? You're paying anyways. Like I've never paid for sex except for in my mind, heart, and soul, and I will forever reap those benefits by raising a child.
It would be nice to have like some titties like right behind you, just
right
on display, just like, hey Bubbles, would you like to
like if that seagull had some tits?
Dude, it'd be pretty fucking hard.
Caca.
What caca?
One time we were out at sea. We were gutting all the sharks, and a fucking just me and my dad. I was like 20, 21 years old, and a giant pelican. This pelican was like this fucking high. It was like 4 foot, 5 foot, 5'5". It was fucking enormous, right? It landed on the pilot house roof, and this thing was a fucking danger, man. This isn't one of those harbor pelicans that you see that are like 3 feet tall, like little pterodactyls, or the actual velociraptor. This was like a Utah raptor, the big beefy Jurassic Park fucking thing that you're seeing. And my dad got the club off of the mast. It was just this white and blue, literally just a club shaped like a club. I don't know how else to describe it. And he hit it once, and it just barely moved at all. And he was like,
wow,
fucker. And then he hit it again, like with all he could, and it flew around the boat and then just kept in line with like the hundreds of seagulls waiting for us to throw them the unusable parts of the catch.
Why would he hit the bird? Just to get the fuck off my boat?
Yeah, because it wanted to steal the catch. It wanted to get all the valuable shit. Yeah, we commercial fishermen commit horrible crimes like every single day. It's a very barbarous industry. Ran by tweakers and drunks and divorcees.
Divorcees.
Yeah. So
all get Halloween costumes: tweakers, drunks, divorced dads,
sailors, divorced dads. Yeah.
Terrifying stuff, man.
The stuff of nightmares, really.
Yeah. Dad, no!
I understood it, honestly. That thing looked pretty fucking scary. Like, it could have just came down and started getting at us. You know what I mean? Its beak was like, dude, like fucking 2.5 feet long. And it's like a strong bird, but yeah. So a little bit of horror to spice up the Halloween night here. That's how I grew up, just chucking the liver at seagulls after I've beheaded and gutted a shark, and then playing with the guts. That's what my brother taught me, was to make it fun by watching the seagulls go for the liver, especially. Like, so they all know what it is, and they want it the most.
That's the most vitamins, right? The liver?
I guess so, yeah. And like killer whales are known to target that in sharks and not eat the rest of the shark. Like, how the fuck do they know that? That's fucking
that's something that they do, like the Inuits in Alaska, you know, up there, like when they find a seal or whatever the fuck they eat, right?
Right.
There's a lot of vitamin C in the liver. A lot of vitamins that you normally wouldn't get in nature because it's just a fucking barren wasteland.
Yeah.
So you eat the liver because where else are you going to get vitamin C in the tundra, you know, where there's not a fucking orange for thousands of miles. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you eat the liver. It's good for you. That'll keep you alive.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, you ever ate liver?
I don't think so. My grandma loved it.
It's a very old world thing, isn't it? Like eating the liver of something.
Yeah, with some onions.
Yeah, liver and onions, like in Doug.
Oh, was that a thing in Doug? You know what? I watched Doug. I watched probably every single episode, but I don't remember ever enjoying it. I wasn't like turned off by it, but I was just like, this is like. It was like smooth jazz for children. It's like if paste was life. You know what I mean? Like, not even toothpaste, because it's just a paste that serves no function.
Yeah, it's just like a bland.
Yeah. It's bland.
It's palatable.
Yeah. It's like, I guess this is worth watching. Like, nothing else is on right now. There's.
Yeah.
What'd you say? There's the black chick. She's pretty cool.
There's Skeeter, his friend.
Skeeter was
he was like, yeah, he was supposed to be black, but he was like, you know, purple or right, I think, right?
That's you're like,
right. Yeah, Skeeter.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking of.
And then there was Roger. He was like the bully with the leather jacket. He was green.
I blacked him out of my memory. That's how much I hate bullies. Don't bully. Number one message on Let's Ruin Our Lives. We ruin our lives, not the lives of others.
Yeah, exactly. We ruin our own lives because that's what we do.
And that's what we did. And sorry, Mom and Dad.
So that's what we'll continue to do.
Yeah.
So,
Halloween, everybody! Yeah. I'm getting tore up. I don't care what you fucking motherfuckers
I'm getting a little tore up too, man. I'm drinking this.
Are you? I wasn't sure. I feel like I'm pounding.
No, yeah, dude. This bottle of wine's almost gone.
Oh, a bottle of wine. Give me a break. I'm just kidding.
Be strong, dog.
Strong, dog.
Dude, I shaved my mustache for this. I shaved my mustache for today, so I could put this paint on. Nice. Yeah, I shaved my whole face.
Thanks, bud.
Felt good. I had a little fucking.
But then I didn't. But it turned out for the better because I have this thing going on. I think I might just live in society like this from now on. Like
the pretty cool look. I'm not gonna lie.
It's not bad.
Like pull that down just a little bit. Cover that nose. Get that alien nose really on display. Yeah, that's it right there. That's cool.
Just show up at my kid's bus stop every morning. Like, what's up, hot Latina bus driver?
Is the bus driver hot?
Yeah, she is. Yeah, she's probably like mid-40s, maybe. I don't know. She's older.
When was the last time you had sex?
Oh, a long time ago. Not gonna talk about that.
We're not talking about that on the pod.
Long time ago, but you know what? I don't need it like I used to. Like in my 20s, like or from adolescence until like just equating.
Maybe she's not that hot.
She's older than me.
Maybe you just need some sex in your life.
I do. That's for sure. I just don't want to. I don't know.
Was it like in basketball where he's just like, oh, look at that girl over there. She's just checking me out. She is an Adam's apple, dude. No, but but it's beautiful.
Yeah. When was the last time you had sex, man? We'll get on.
Yesterday morning.
Fuck.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's only fair. Jews get everything.
We run the world, man.
Yeah, and you're married to an Asian woman. That's like.
She's hot. She's sexy, and my wife's hot, dude.
Yeah, no, she's hot.
Me and my hot cool Asian wife. What do you want me to do?
You're living the dream, man. Really.
Sorry, let me check my bank account. Ooh, yeah, that's the dream, all right.
Oy vey.
Oy vey. What kind of Jew am I?
I ask myself that every morning, bro. I ascribe to be on the level.
Oh, dude, you know what? Like, I think about that. People are like, Jews, fucking money. And I'm like, dude, I'm like the worst kind of Jew. If a Jew's supposed to be like rich and running the world, I ain't doing any of that. I'm running a fantasy football league and I'm pretty broke.
Yeah, the majority of Jewish people are not in charge of anything like the majority of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, stereotypes, they only go so far. I guess that's the only line. It's like when you actually believe the stereotype that you're saying and aren't funny about it, that's where comedy stops.
Right. And that's where being a Republican begins.
Yeah.
That was funny. Come on. That was good.
It was funny, yes, it was good. Okay. Division. No, but really all Republicans, it's not all of them. A lot of them are just like fucking middle of the road people. There's like got people who have been like
Can you be a Republican and vote Democratic for president?
Yeah, of course.
Or does that make you still a Republican?
I believe that those ideas are ridiculous and inane and insane.
See, I'm a registered Democrat.
I'm an independent.
But I don't subscribe to
I get it.
any philosophy.
What? How much time have you spent around just good-natured, no hate in their hearts people who vote Republican? Like, dude, when I grew up around those people in Fish Harbor and out here, and especially in Minnesota, where I lived in a town of 1,300 people. And my ex and I, we lived with her aunt, who was a former prison warden, who used to run prisons bigger than the town that we lived in, right? In the middle of northern Minnesota. Nobody's ever heard of this town. And her aunt was married to a Mexican man named Rusty, who was from Los Angeles. Older guy, much older, old school Chicano, like, zoot suit dude from way back in the day, right? Living in Minnesota. Yeah. And they're going to vote for Trump because they feel like that's the only option or whatever. Like, all they've ever been indoctrinated with is how much the liberals and Democrats are trying to destroy the country. I would say we were definitely indoctrinated with that in the opposite vein in Southern California. Like, I noticed
a liberal center. Yes,
there's a bent to education which needs to stop. It should be unbiased and much more worldly. So I can't really blame. Like, I lived with these people, and they're an interracial couple, and they're raising generations of interracial kids, and they only feel like that they have to. That it's because of social pressure that they're voting that way. If they were to openly say, "No, I'm going to vote for Hillary," it was during that election, or "I'm going to vote for Bernie," they would be ostracized and moved out of fucking town.
What kind of social pressure is there though when it's just you
in a town of
and a piece of paper?
1,300 people? Where
but when it's just when you're just okay, you can fake the funk all you want and say I'm this, but when it's just you alone with your ballot, you can circle any fucking thing that you want.
Well, maybe it's deeper in them. Maybe we were raised with a little more privilege and more education, where we could see.
Are you registered? You registered voter in Arizona?
Yeah, independent. I wrote in Bernie Sanders on the 2020 election.
What about this one?
I'm not going.
You voted yet?
No, I won't.
Not going to vote?
No. Why?
What?
Why?
Because you're in a swing state. Your vote matters. My vote in California does not matter.
My vote didn't matter last time. And the world's only
did matter last time.
More farcical.
It did.
I've always considered it.
Arizona went blue. That's pretty important. Like, where you live, that's a pretty big deal. Like, in California, it does not matter. We're going to be a blue state.
It really was counted because they announced the amount of people who wrote in Bernie Sanders, and it was like 568 people in this entire state, and I was one of them. So, yeah, it was counted, but I don't know.
Your vote matters way more than mine in an electoral college system.
You think so?
Josh, I mean, you can cut this out all you want for this podcast, because I don't want to talk politics on this podcast.
I don't either.
But I am going to tell you, like, in a swing, like, depending on where you live in the United States, your vote does or does not fucking matter. In a swing state, like one where it can go either way, it fucking matters a lot.
Well, I'm not gonna vote
California
for Kamala.
Doesn't matter because it's going to be blue no matter what. New York going to be blue no matter what.
But what if there's nobody that you want to vote for? Then what am I supposed to do? Just choose the so-called lesser of two evils? I'm still choosing evil. And
I'm of the opinion that you would be choosing evil by not voting blue in a swing state.
Oh, I see.
only because of the forced upon us two-party
I don't
system.
want to be that involved.
Well,
to be truthful with you.
Your vote makes a difference.
That's interesting. Nobody's ever put it like that before.
Your vote makes a difference. For me, my vote doesn't make a difference. I live in California. Until they abolish the electoral college system, my vote doesn't fucking matter. It's a little disheartening. I could write it on the 2008 election for Obama's 2012 Obama being reelected. I wrote in Mickey Mouse. Didn't fucking care. Don't really care. I didn't care for Obama. Not that I didn't like him.
Okay. Sorry. I was just scared that like you were coming at me from the thing like if you don't vote blue, then
no. I'm not coming from you from that.
In that case, I'll vote again. I would think, but nobody's feasible. It also feels like a waste of time.
Kamala Harris is not anybody that supports.
I don't think the world's going to get better with either of them. I think it'll
get a lot worse with Trump. I'll say that. I'll say that. I think a lot.
It was pretty fucking bad during Trump.
Well, it's not just bad. It's just everything that they stand for. It's just
true.
Everybody that he's going to put in place, everything that they're going to put in place. It's not about him. It's about the Supreme Court. Until there's major overhaul in our U.S. judicial system, like how our country operates, which will probably never happen in our lifetime. It's all about the Supreme Court. They're the final say on like how our country operates. The sitting president nominates those justices. Trump nominated like 2 his fucking last term. That's why our country is passing all this right-wing bullshit. It's because, and they have lifetime nominations. Like Trump, if you have a Republican president, that means that they can put a right-wing Republican conservative Supreme Court justice.
Right.
And that will last decades. And that's why it is important to have anybody else but Trump to be going in. Well, not anybody else, but preferably somebody that's on the more liberal side that has, gives a fuck about people who aren't billionaires. Sorry, I could go on this for a while. You can cut all this out, but
it's okay. I won't.
Oh fuck, man! I don't know. But it's not about the president to me. Ultimately, it's not about the president themselves. It's about the Supreme Court justices that they're going to put in during their presidency, and that's the important part because that shit lasts decades.
I don't know. Maybe I don't really understand unto myself how like fatalistic I think it all is. I think it's just.
It's not about the president. I'm going to reiterate that.
I'm just saying, in the world view. No, and this is going to sound. This is from privilege for sure. Like it's just all the world's governments have been doing this sort of tug and play with sides for eons, and it's just more of the same thing going on. And I don't want to spend my mental energy on considering that shit. But that sucks, right? I want
that's
people
that's
to
like
have
some really
freedom.
big defeatist attitude, Josh. That's a really big defeatist attitude.
Right.
You have like.
Right. I want people to have freedom, but I don't believe that
you
it's
have
possible.
You have a child. You have somebody who's going to have to fucking live in this world after you are gone. Yes.
And I have seen measures passed within his lifetime that will make his life considerably better. Largely voted on by the people already in power. So, like it just feels like I'm doing nothing when I vote. I don't know if it's really true.
I feel that way too. You know? But again, you are in a state that has the power to swing things. It's the swing state. California, I'm already a blue state. I could vote for fucking Mickey Mouse. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Our state is going to go to Kamala Harris, and they're going to get those 54 or so electoral college votes. Arizona went blue in the last election. And that was a big fucking deal.
Yeah, they do it a lot.
Have you listened to Trump talk?
I try not to.
Like, have you listened to him like in the past 3 months? Like actually talk?
Only clips. He's gone on comedy podcasts. He just did Joe Rogan. After Joe
Dude,
Rogan
he's
denied
literally
him
losing
7
his.
times.
He's an old man that has dementia. Like he's an old man that has dementia
I see
and
people
is
making
rambling,
fun
and
of
they're
it.
covering him up completely.
Yeah.
It's not.
Well, that's yeah.
It's scary, dude. Like the double standard that they have. Like Kamala Harris has to be absolutely perfect. She's a woman and she can't say anything wrong. She has to talk policy. She has to make sense. She has to be coherent. She has to be strong. She has to fight back. Trump talks about fucking some astronaut schlong. Dude, Trump was on stage for like over 30 minutes just grooving to music, having a dementia episode. Did you see this?
Yeah, I heard about it.
Did you see this?
I refuse
Dude, this
to
fool,
watch
like,
it. I can't watch any
dude,
of it. It's
over
just-
30 minutes of him just like going on stage like this, having an episode. And he has handlers. He has actual handlers, like people on stage, like watching him going like, what do I do? Like, what do I do? Like, he's like slurring his speech because he's probably had strokes.
See, shit like this makes me want to revert to my old conspiracy brain when I was like 8.
Shit like this should make you want to fucking
Get out there and do what? Get involved
like,
in the
yeah.
fucking overthrow?
not get involved, but do your part, which is as simple as getting your at-home ballot and just going.
I
All the
believe
fucking
I
blue.
did opt in for the mail-in ballot this year.
I can't believe that's like. I mean, yeah, you should have the mail-in. Do you know if you're registered to vote?
Yeah, I registered to vote in the 2020 election. I did that on purpose because I wanted
So
to vote against
You
Trump.
sure you're still registered to vote?
Shouldn't I still be? I mean, it's only been fucking.
You should. Hey, do you know that they will try to actively erase, like, take you off of voter
I believe it.
rolls?
Well,
Yeah,
I don't
they-
like about. Do you receive just like endless propaganda in your fucking mailbox? Because I do, and it's all right wing, and they text me, and
It would be a thing living in a red state, typically red state.
they don't do that. And I guess I never.
Yeah, I get political shit like the hard, cardboard mail. I just throw it right in the
propaganda out
trash
here
out.
is crazy. It's like they want open borders and love. Get them out. They're not like us. They'll put taglines like that. They're not like us. And it's like,
Oh, God.
Jesus. Yeah.
Imagine
But then
Imagine that.
I'll be on fucking TV.
Imagine
on, like,
fearing brown people.
but dude, at the same time, like
No.
you have
it's that simple.
The liberal
Fearing brown people.
well, that's kind of old. They've kind of done away with that. Now it's just like going after liberals. And then I'll be watching TV with my son, and the commercial, like we'll put on Daria, and the commercials will be nothing but pro Kamala and how we don't want the MAGA weirdos in. And I just find like the phrasing of the language that both sides are using to be dehumanizing and just like illogical to
Well,
an intelligent
the-
mind. And that both of
the
them
word
are
weird.
just playing the heartstrings of the poor, dumb American people who they've both been systematically picking apart for centuries.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's like, fuck, I don't want anything to do with that. And like, I can't, if it wasn't for Buddha, I'm going to go ahead and blame Buddha and my own naturally lazy nature. Like, they're going to keep doing this. They've been doing it. They always will. I want to focus on me and getting my child ahead in life. And what's going to happen around us is going to happen around us. Because I don't
you do
know.
both?
And at the same time, I want to make people happy. And I'll expand within my own circles. You know what I mean? And
Can't you do both and like vote for the party that doesn't fear brown people?
oh, like the Democrats don't fear brown people.
Well, look who the nominee is.
It goes much deeper than that. I think the liberals
Sure.
are more corrupt. I think that the dead
They're
Kennedys
both
were warning
they're
us
both
about
damn
how-
corrupt. I'm not saying that they're
There's a
perfect,
million
but like
reasons that I could bring up on
If
how
I-
a lot of liberals are racist. A lot of them. But
Oh,
let's not
totally.
talk about this. It's Halloween. Yeah, life is a
forgot we
farce.
were, I thought we were, I
Life
forgot
is
we
a
were doing a
farce.
podcast for a
Fuck
moment
Donald
there.
Trump.
But, yeah, I forgot we were totally. If we're talking spooky shit, we're gonna talk politics,
Right? The most horrifying subject
Warped
of
up in
all.
that. It is Halloween, isn't it? Yeah, hey, happy Halloween, everybody!
Happy Halloween. Don't egg highways, egg
What was the
politicians' homes and banks.
Yeah, totally. Fuck them politicians.
Stop attacking
all of them.
roadways that the normal people use to get to work. That won't change minds. But
If you live in a blue state, your vote doesn't matter.
Damn.
Your vote doesn't matter. If you live in a swing state, vote blue.
Oh, I've never felt so more important in my life.
What's the craziest thing you've ever gotten in trick-or-treating when you were a child?
I can't wait to vote blue and spew goo.
Ooh, that sounds like a good Halloween.
Democrat, everybody.
Vote blue, spew goo.
I don't remember getting anything other than candy as a kid.
Really? You never received any religious material or
probably, but right out the window. That's on the floor.
When I was about 5 years old,
yeah,
my brother and I, we got a CD. We each got a CD. It was a Whoop There It Is single. We had two copies of it.
What?
Yeah.
Was it legit? Or was it ripped?
Oh, back again. Yeah.
Whoop, there it is.
Yeah, whoop, there it is. Yeah, dude, it was sick, dude. Like that when that song was at its fucking peak, right?
I still don't know what "raise the roof" means.
Raise the roof, dog.
No, I know. I think I stole that joke from that time period.
But yeah, awesome. I remember getting a Whoop There It Is single, and I listened to it the fuck out of it, dude. That song was legit. That song's still legit. It's pretty cool.
Song.
And I don't know. It's a pretty cool Halloween gift. I got some religious material. I'm very upset about that. What was the best Halloween gift you ever got?
What do you mean
candy?
Gift? Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm not that rich. Come on.
Right? I don't think any family gives out gifts. Maybe the ancient Irish and Scottish. But even that. Gift? No. I'll give you an example of a gift.
I'm getting a little drunk, dog. Just fucking bear with me.
Here was a Samhain gift of laughter. I think I was in 7th or 8th grade passing out candy on Halloween right outside my grandma's door in Cerritos. A very nice, very, this is 1999, so the middle class actually meant something. So it was a substantial house in a substantial neighborhood in a substantial city where everything was taken care of. There was no culture, no life, just middle class people living their quiet, subdued lives. And yet it was the 90s, so children were still flocking about on fucking Halloween. Remember Halloween fucking day at school? The fucking
remember Halloween.
The fucking buzz that you would feel before going out trick-or-treating. And then
I remember Halloween.
You would get pillowcases of candy. Pillowcases full, bursting of fucking candy. And anyways, I'm outside my grandma's front door. I'm playing Power Man 5000, that album.
Hell yeah.
That Worlds Collide was on. And it was at the beginning of the night, so probably 6:30. And this mom and her little kid come up, and she's all hesitant, and she just went, "Oh, hell music." And then they took the candy and left. And that to me is one of the funniest things I've ever experienced.
Fuck that bitch.
This poor woman just so scared by a sound of music. Power Man 5000 of all bands. She called it hell music.
Hey, rest in peace, that singer. I believe he died recently.
What? Really? Spider?
Yeah, singer Power Man 5000 with
Rob
the big
Zombie's brother?
Yeah, I believe he died.
Oh shit, I think I knew that actually. Damn, rest in peace, dude.
Rest in peace.
Happy
Hold on,
Halloween,
I'm looking up a
bro.
song.
Oh. I really need to write better questions.
Yeah, I thought you had a whole list.
I have 4 pages. It's just we've kind of gone through them before, or they're just not all that great. It also has to do with the flow of what we're talking about. I feel like the pod goes better when we're not relying on the list. You
think so?
Yeah, and I would say that every single podcast in the world is like that. At least the comedy ones, the more free flow, the type of shit that I'm trying to do. Like, I mean, I have so many things written down: nihilism, political pain, Roe versus Wade, Donald Trump getting shot, self-harm, substance abuse, accidental OD, jail, felonies. Like, these aren't necessarily things I should really be saying to people. But I just want to see what they're going to say. I don't know. It's only episode 17.
Hey, you know what song's tight?
What?
Archangel by Sam Hain.
I sang for the Misfits. I sang for the Misfits.
Hey, you should put that song on the pod for this episode.
Well, I mean, we just talked over it right now. Like, honestly, like, copyright things do come up all the time.
Yeah, I got hella copyrights on my videos. They're all flagged.
Yeah. I'm
Like
only getting
everything.
the shit from CapCut, from the editing software that we use, and it says that the artist allows it to be shared worldwide.
Oh,
Yeah.
can't imagine why they're allowing it. They're
Oh,
like,
but you know what
"Hey."
Spotify didn't let me do? Was post
What?
the Corduroys EP. They removed it
Wow.
twice. They don't tell you explicitly why, but they give you hints, and I believe it's because we're a podcast profile. We're not set up to be a band. And I think they separate those things because it was just the EP. It wasn't us talking over it. You know what I mean? There's no intro, no outro, no commentary. And one of the things was like, if you're a musician trying to get your music on Spotify, here's how. Spotify's been the most difficult platform to use. A lot of our episodes aren't even up on it because I don't care to post to it because nobody listens on Spotify.
No, how many listens you got on Spotify?
A total of 25. On YouTube, we have more than 3,000.
Yeah. You know what a third of those came from?
Y-
You and me, buddy. You and me. Skankfest. Hey.
That's true.
Hey.
That is true.
Everybody tuning in who came here because of Skankfest 2024. I can't believe you listened this long into this episode. Thanks for listening.
Right. One of them's coming on next week, actually. Pinky Skank, Luke H. from Utah.
Oh, what's up, Luke?
Ogden,
How you
Utah.
doing, Luke
Yeah,
H?
he's kind of like almost a famous Skankfest fan. And I felt like a lame radio DJ when I just put it like that right now. He was at Skankfest.
Actually?
But yeah, he's an open mic, or he's a comic, excuse me, in I think based out of Ogden, Utah, and we're also
That's
supposed
where
to
my
have a
friend
guy
lives.
named Colin who's based out of San Pedro, who's also a comic. He's been putting on open mics at the Sardine with Ivan, and
So, what's this I hear about? Two things about your podcast. I hear you're going to have a live episode at the Sardine. Is that correct?
probably not. We don't know where it's going to be yet. I'd honestly like to do it at Harold's, rent a bunch of chairs. Maybe we can push the pool tables back a little, or and then on the other side, people can stand and watch from there. And I'd like to have stand-up comedians open up and have a band play before and afterwards, and maybe some live karaoke would be cool. I don't know if we can pull that off. But either the Sardine or Harold's. I'd like to do the Harold's because that's where I got my start, just going to like local punk rock shows like outside of a backyard or a house.
I feel like the Sardine would be more welcoming to that sort of thing.
I don't believe so at all. I think the complete opposite. There, you made me say it. I grew up with the 4th Street crowd, and all I have to say is I have a lot of love for it. But Harold's has always been a much more comfortable environment for a person such as myself and for a lot of my friends.
For sure. Another thing, I heard Killer Dreamer might be showing on your show.
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe one day.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. What about some Josh Hensley originals? I know you've got some guitar at your house.
Nah. I don't really feel compelled to make music anymore.
That's sad.
I can do it. I mean, I am showing the Corduroys. I was thinking of some other music that I made up before. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll get back into it, but it's just I don't feel pulled to it the way that I used to. And like Bukowski said, unless it wants to come bursting out of you, don't bother doing it. You're just gonna make trash. I don't want to make trash anymore, except for this beautiful vinyl print that I made of my podcast.
That's the
Punk
best
rock
logo that you
comedy
have.
show. It's a thing.
It is a thing. It's a
Believe
comedy
me.
show.
Please believe me.
So I'm a part-time co-host. Is that right?
It's up to you, buddy. I put
Yeah,
rotating.
Yeah. I'll be a rotating co-host. I'm cool with that.
sure.
Frank.
You,
How's
Frank.
Frank? He does a good job?
Yeah, Frank's good. Frank's real good.
I haven't listened to any of your podcasts. I'm not
I
going to
know.
lie.
I know, buddy.
I like every episode on YouTube, though.
Oh, I appreciate that. Do you? Oh, wow. You're one of the 3. That's cool.
Yeah, no, I go on oh, yeah, let me go in there and like it. I'll view it and I'll like it. I do it every time.
Thanks, buddy. I do the same thing.
I also dislike it
Fuck you.
with my other account to balance it out.
So
I have my hater account too.
on the episode on the Skankfest episode, it's at 66.6% positive likes, and then it doesn't tell you the negative likes. You have to calculate it yourself.
Wow, there's like 400 people who didn't like this. That sucks.
Is that what it was? See, I couldn't do the math that far.
I don't know, but yeah, that one. What's the views on that one?
It's over 1,200. Last time I looked, it was at 1,234, and that was a few.
That's
days
crazy,
ago.
isn't it?
Yeah, dude, that's fucking nuts. It's
How'd
because
you do that?
It's because we recorded it on the day that I got back on Saturday, and then I posted
While it was still going on.
and then I posted it by Monday or Sunday or Monday.
And people are like, ooh.
Yeah, they're like, oh,
and you're one of the first people to do it, right?
I believe, honestly, from what I've seen, from the shit that I follow, we were the first to post about this year's Skankfest. And
Cool.
a great deal of people did not like that, which is fine. If you're not dividing the room, you're not really doing something.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know, we suck.
We had a good time. Was that episode that bad? Did we get feedback?
I've listened to it a lot. I honestly like it a lot.
That episode?
Yeah, let's not talk too much more about.
Yeah, I think we'll cut that out. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of this is going to get cut out. You're going to have a lot of editing on your hands. I'm glad you did this on a Friday because your weekend's busy now, buddy.
Goddamn.
It's
Should we wrap
a
up?
sloppy Halloween.
Right.
Everybody's in town. If you go to like a local bar in say like a small town, I don't know, for instance, Livermore, California, go to a small bar, you'll see a bunch of motherfuckers who are home for the holidays. Oh, I'm here to see my family, and then it's just a shit show every night before Thanksgiving. That's a big holiday.
Sure.
That's a party holiday. Thanksgiving's a party holiday. I'll say that. And then you get hungover. You eat early. You watch football all day if your family's redneck like mine. And, well, yeah, portions of my family's
I would
redneck.
say that if we're talking about America, I would say honestly, every holiday is treated like a party. Like it's all an excuse to
Let's
get drunk
let's
and watch
rank
football.
Let's rank the party holidays.
Number one, is
Shall we?
Halloween.
All right, so party holidays. I disagree. I don't think Halloween is the number one party holiday.
Now, how are we judging this? What are the standards we're going?
What holidays do people like to get fucked up and party on?
Halloween, Thanksgiving.
No,
New
disagree.
Year's,
New Year's Eve, number one
St. Patrick's
party
Day,
holiday.
Cinco de Mayo.
St. Patrick's Day, I'm gonna go number two. I'm gonna go number two. Cinco de Mayo, I don't know. I feel like
Wait, what's number one?
New Year's Eve.
Oh, okay.
That's the party holiday.
You're right.
Yeah, that's party holiday.
Nobody's
number
scared of New Year's Eve.
one. No, everybody loves New Year's Eve, man. I remember Krusty the Clown or Krusty Land. They had the New Year's Eve room. Where every hour it's New Year's Eve.
Please kill
That
me.
sounds pretty cool when you think about it. Actually, hey, in 30 minutes we're gonna catch New Year's. You down?
Yeah.
Sick. That sounds like a pretty good time. Actually, that was a
Sounds
good
like
idea.
that Jordan and Peele skit where they're mocking LMFAO, where they're stuck in this like infinite music video. Now the party never stopping. I don't know.
The party never stops. Oh man.
Just go on. What? So
Number two party holiday, St. Patrick's Day.
sure, yeah, for
What
sure.
do you think? What do you think about that?
I would agree in the terms of like the mass of people that come out for that. But at the same time, maybe we're disregarding a Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras
Mardi Gras is massive, but it's not
Yeah, in
celebrated
New Orleans.
nationwide. You're right.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I would
How
say
many
number
people?
two.
How many people in California, in the Bay Area, or LA do you know that celebrate Mardi Gras? No one gives a fuck.
So we're talking
That's
about
just
getting
Tuesday.
fucked up here, right?
That's just Tuesday. Like, I gotta work tomorrow.
True. Yeah, it's Lent for most Catholics, right?
Number 3, on St. Patrick's Day, it's the most amateur. I'm gonna throw this out. It's the most amateur drinking holiday. It is such an amateur holiday. I don't go out on St. Patrick's Day anymore. That's a DUI waiting to happen. That's if I'm driving out to go get dinner, someone's
Wait,
gonna crash
wasn't
into
that
me
number
drunk.
2?
Yeah, that's an amateur holiday. It's still a party holiday
Okay.
because everybody likes to do it. It's amateur hour, man. Going out on St. Patrick's Day, it's I'm Irish. My
Right.
grandma was from Ireland. I think I've got Irish blood.
Yeah.
You eat corned beef and cabbage
You're the
like
colonizer.
once a year.
You're English.
Yeah, you're not Irish. You're voting for Trump.
You're Nova Scotian at best.
Yeah. You have just as much French blood as you do Irish.
You believe in building the wall. You're not a fucking Mick, all right?
Yeah, you don't even like potatoes. You have a gluten allergy. Like, come on.
You weren't genocided by the English.
Yeah. It's an amateur holiday. It's amateur drinking, driving. It's a cop's wet dream.
I feel
for
like
DUIs.
the cops will pull you over less. I can remember St. Patrick's Day driving back from like Imperial Valley or something like that, going through some fancy downtown, and my friend is literally throwing up outside of the open passenger door. A cop pulls alongside, 2 cops, passenger cop points at me and goes, "Hey, your friend's throwing up." And then they just drove away.
Yeah, I'm the DD. Just getting him home.
I was just like, "Thank you." I was like, "Fool, get inside. Stop fucking towing up. Close the door. Let's get out of here."
Number 3, party holiday. 4th of July. It's a fun one. It's summertime. The weather's good. The Daisy Dukes are out. We're feeling ourselves. A Budweiser with fucking stars and stripes on it just tastes like America.
I live
Good
in
times.
Phoenix, Arizona, where America tastes like skin cancer, and just fireworks nonstop for 3 months out of the fucking year in the middle of the fucking
it.
suburbs.
Yeah, right next to Mexico. They don't like the border when they're trying to get their illegal fireworks, but they like it when the Mexicans are trying to get back.
I'm not
I don't know
sure
where I
what
was
that
going with that, but yeah, no,
means.
4th
You can
of
just
July,
buy the fireworks at the grocery store.
the shitty ones. But I mean, 4th of July,
just hate
everybody
fireworks.
wants to feel so, like, I'm not a patriotic person, you know that.
Yeah, me either.
Neither are you. I still like celebrating the 4th of July.
Sure.
Like blowing some shit. I like sitting out in my parking lot watching all the fireworks go off in the hood, drinking a Budweiser.
Oh yeah.
I like yelling America, even though I don't like America, but I like yelling it.
You like America.
Feels good.
You like the people of America. You don't like the government of America, and there's a difference.
Totally, 100%. I like the land, like all
The
that.
land is beautiful.
It's a fun night to get drunk on. You always got to request the day after 4th of July off of work. I'll never do that one again. I like to. I don't know if you knew this. I like to party.
Oh, do you? America.
America, 4th of
We
July.
used to
it's a
mean something, man. We used to party.
Number 4. Best holiday to party.
Why is It's gotta be.
So let's recap.
This is a Halloween. You're doing disrespect to the gods. Is this why our guest canceled on us? Because of your negative Halloween attitude.
No, they canceled on us for the Dodgers. Let's be real. So
The greatest Satan of all, the Dodgers.
yeah, the great, the worst. So I'll throw Halloween in there, number 4.
No, tell me your real. What's the real answer?
I don't really have a better one. I was going to say 9/11. I like to party at 9/11.
Damn, that sucks.
The second tower's down.
Oh god. What's up with the Pentagon? What?
It gets no love, dude. The Pentagon crash gets no love.
Right.
Remember that field in Pennsylvania? No one remembers that.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought Pennsylvania was a field.
Pennsylvania fields.
It actually means Penn's woods. Sylvania means woods. Like Transylvania is like trans woods. That's why
That's
you can't
scary.
see the forest for the trees.
Oh, I thought there was a bunch of trannies in the woods. That's scary.
That was that was the punchline right there. Okay, 5.
So 4, Halloween. My favorite part about Halloween? Sluts. And whores.
Yeah. What about them? What are they doing that's like so great during Halloween?
Looking slutty and looking like whores.
So they're not really doing anything different than any other day of the year.
Like you can be an alien redneck slutty whore.
Yeah, like she's a sexy groundhog.
But she's an alien. She's a slutty whore. And it's just
she's an eagle. She's an eagle nurse. One time I went to I went with my former best friend Matt to one of his parents' friends' Halloween parties. We did like a few years in a row, like back in the day when we were teenagers. And one of his parents' friends was dressed like a used tampon.
ew.
Yeah, that was the reaction of everybody else, except for the 2 13-year-old boys who laughed their asses off for 2 hours about it. So much so that you could see the guy dressed like the bloody tampon was uncomfortable. Like, I shouldn't have done
maybe
this.
I shouldn't have done this.
Look what I've done to these children.
Feels like something that would be. I got nothing to say to that.
It was awesome, dude. I thought you'd have more to say. It was just like a bunch of like doily cloth. I don't even know. Like, just giant bandage, just like with like tomato sauce on it or something.
I like it when like you're able to. I like a holiday where you dress up, right?
Yeah.
And I don't mean like in a costume. Like 4th of July, you dress
like
up, right?
Actual, like culture.
Yeah, like a cultural dress up, and that's Halloween. Yeah, Halloween you dress up. I like one where you go. Like, what's fun about Halloween is usually for me, it's a week before, maybe it's probably the night of, and I'm going through my closet like, what the fuck can I put together that would make sense?
Right. That's yeah.
Hey, $8 on Amazon face paint.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong. You know what are you? I don't know.
Who cares?
Yeah, you know, it's spooky.
100 years ago,
Spooky.
you would have had a turnip over your head, or like a squash over your head.
Yeah,
You ever
be
look
sick.
up like the old school first Halloween costumes in the United States?
No.
Truly horrifying of these kids
And just
in black
describe
and
them.
white. It's just like.
strangle needles and drop me. Yeah, drop me juice and slip me. Well, I'm the one that I need, I'm the one you didn't say. La 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 la, it's not for you. I know that you got shit, no that's true. La 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 la, it's not for you. I know that you got shit, no that's true. La 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 la, it's not for you. I know that you got shit, no that's true. La 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 la, it's not for you. I know that you got shit, no that's true.
bandages over their head, but with like, you know, they're wearing their actual clothes, like overalls and like ripped up like poor people shit, and or like vegetables, like big ass squashes with horrifying faces. The Halloween we have now is really tame compared to where it came
I think
from.
back to the Simpsons episode with the witches, when, you know, where they're back in Salem back in the day, where Marge and Patty and Selma are witches.
Yeah.
And Homer is dressed up as like a fucking, like a Aladdin princess. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Like the babushka. No, not the babushka. But
Not about Goose, that's Russian.
yeah, that's completely fucking different. He's like a sexy gypsy fucking belly dancer.
Right. Like, what's her name from the first season, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
belly
The belly dancer. Yeah, just like that. It's like the same fucking
Jasmine,
outfit.
yeah.
Hey, I never really thought about that. Maybe that's like the same outfit. They even have like the
Right.
thing.
Yeah. It's
Wow.
like I dream of Jeannie.
It's like a callback, isn't it?
I would guess so. Yeah.
I gotta look that one up. Maybe that's like that
I
is
never
like
thought
he
about
dressed
that
up.
till right now either. It's the power of psilocybin from years ago and marijuana right now and Halloween.
Hey, cheers to Halloween, baby.
It's Halloween. I can't actually touch the camera though.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Fuck it up. Damn. All right. Well.
You're gonna cut a lot out of this, so let's just keep this rolling. Let's get some content. I'm having a good time.
All right. Fuck it. Let's do it.
You know what I mean? Like, you can
Yeah.
cut as much out as we got some really shitty shit in here. So let's just fucking keep it rolling. What's up, Josh? What's up, old
what's up,
friend?
man? Yes, buddy.
Chilling, bro.
Eric.
Chilling, bro.
Dabbed it up.
Just fucking, you know, looking at my boys, fucking my guinea pigs.
How many are left?
2. Sad.
Yeah. Are you gonna get more?
When you upload, like, do you cut a lot of stuff out selectively? You try to keep the good content? Or do you just kind of let some of the shit fly?
Clarify good content.
Good content.
I take out pauses. I take out shit that like hiccups in the show.
For sure.
If somebody
Because editing, I find fascinating.
if somebody asks me to remove something, I'll do it. If I see something that might make someone uncomfortable, even if they said it, but I think it's good enough to stay in. Using discretion, I'll probably keep it in. Or I'll chop it up enough where they're not incriminated. And it comes back on me. I try to do that. Sometimes it's just too good. It's like, no, you have to... You just said that. You deal with it.
Yeah, you
came on this
wrong
show.
with that.
It's called Let's Ruin Our Lives. It's both ironic and it might do it.
And you might be canceled.
Which is imaginary.
Who
Who cancels the cancelers? Huh?
So going forward with this podcast, who's your ideal guest?
What in terms of what?
What you're trying to represent with this podcast, and in terms of
people like you and Chatty and Frank and Pinky Skank and this guy Colin, who's going to come on next week, who's also a comic. He's from Pedro.
Because I don't think I'm personally that funny.
Amateur artists of all kinds who are interesting people to talk to and to promote the shit out of independent art, I guess. I'm thinking about my own motives, and maybe I'll cut this all off. I don't know. It's mostly fun, but I mostly just want to talk to like people in the arts who, or at least who, or anybody, honestly, like Chad being the RN that he is. Like, I don't know. What was the question? Stop doing that. It's terrifying. Good God. I was looking away this whole time, burying my soul. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I was just chilling, dog.
You look truly fucking terrified. Oh my fucking God.
It's the whites in the eyes with the makeup, isn't it?
Jesus Christ. You're like fucking Danny Filth from Cradle of Filth, the singer.
Anyways, I don't want to think about that. Let's cut back to the episode.
Oh, okay.
So happy Halloween, everybody. From California to Arizona, we want to wish you here at the Let's Ruin Our Lives podcast a very happy Halloween, very safe night, and hopefully somebody that you love, that you trust, touches your genitals in the way that you like.
Mahalo.
Mahalo.